That's the thing every VTuber has to start their stream off with at least once, right? Ah. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, chat. I hope you're doing very well today. I hope you're ready for me to lawyer the shit out of some people. Ay. Oh, damn, I actually got to bounce. We'll be back later. Well, Pan, if you're still here, I'll catch you later. Afternoon, Otto. Hello, Toshi. Good to see you as well. Hope everyone's ready for lawyer adventures, because holy shit. I don't know what it is with this week, but everything just decided to happen. I was literally thinking to myself, man, I was trying to be like, I'm gonna cut down on the story games, they take a while to get through, and then this week was like, haha, nope. What's that? You want more story games? You want more very long games? And I was like, no. Yeah, but you've been waiting for this one for 8 years, though. And I went, oh. Damn it. I have been waiting for this one for 8 years. Anyway, but like, yeah, for people who don't know, The Great Ace Attorney is a game that was in localization hell for like over 6 years, because it was originally a 3DS game. It was like a 3DS, not launch game, but it came out in like, what, 2013, 2014, around then for Japan. So it was like early 3DS lifecycle game. And then they were like, yes, we want to bring this over to the West. And then the Arthur Conan Doyle estate, who owns the rights to a certain character named Sherlock Holmes, may or may not have had something to do with the fact of them going, no, you're not. I'm sorry, what? Yeah, no, you're not gonna, no, you got, no. Oh. Well, okay then. Can we bring it over later? No. Oh. Well, I guess we're just not gonna get that game. And then a sequel came out, and it's like, oh no, this is taking a while. And then a 3DS, you know, kind of, well, not died, but, you know, when the Switch came out in 2017, God, I can't believe that was 4 years ago. You know, everyone was like, well, they're not gonna port the 3DS versions now, because why would they? 3DS sales were doing absolute garbage in, like, UK and America. So basically, this game became like a pipe dream of it ever actually coming over. And then literally, out of nowhere, suddenly, there were rumors going like, it's gonna come over. And then I was like, don't give me hope. I can't go through this again. Don't give me hope. And then it's like, it's coming. And it's like, I can't believe it. Like, holy shit. I've been waiting literally 8 years. I freaking love Ace Attorney. Like, for people who don't know, there's a few game series which I would... How would I put this? I would say, like, they're my secret loves that I never get a chance to talk about. One of them is Ace Attorney, because I freaking love this series. The problem was, every time I thought about covering a game, I went, well, damn, I've done them all already, so I know what happens. So the only way that I can actually watch or do Ace Attorney, I feel like in a better way, would be if I got someone who doesn't know, and played through them with it blind. Which, I actually did guest star on a couple other streams with people who were doing Ace Attorney games. Because I was so desperate. I was so desperate for my Ace Attorney fix. And then when when the Great Ace Attorney was announced, I went, this is the perfect opportunity. Because I don't have to start at because this is the beginning of a spin-off series. You know, I won't awkwardly be diving into game 7 out of, like, 9 or anything like that. This is great! Also, you finally got your new Wi-Fi? Hell yeah! But yeah, I'm so ready for this. I'm so happy for that we finally got Ace Attorney. I'm so happy. Also, Hat! I see you didn't learn your lesson the first time around. Pulls out revolvers, go back to hell. Oh no. Please, no revolvers here. I don't want anyone shooting up my chat. That would be really bad. You can bonk chat, though. Chat, I got my gavel. This is my bonking gavel. Pay no attention to the fact that it is super glued onto the gavel part. Bah, bah, bah. Bah! I can now bonk you whenever you misbehave. Why am I a foxbot? No, I'm still a cat. I just have big ears. Don't make fun of my big ears. I've always been a cat. I'm part of the Yakuza, even though today I am part of lawyers. I am trading in my Yakuza badge for my lawyer badge. Foxboy was your arch nemesis? Damn, what did Foxboy ever do to you? Also, hello, Wads. Walks in guns blazing. Jesus. Oh god. Chat going out, already nuts. But yeah, I've just been looking forward to this for a ton. I'm actually a little bit concerned because as I was saying, I literally just had the realization, shit, I've got Yakuza 7, which is a big story game I need to finish. I got Neo World Ends With You, which I've now started. I've got this, A Great Ace Attorney, which I'm gonna start, and that's a freaking long game because there's 2 of them. And then there's Sonic the Hedgehog, which I gotta start, which is another technical story game. And I'm just like, damn, now I got 4 story games I'm doing at the same time. So I'm gonna have to figure that one out when it comes to scheduling. Why the mallet? We're a combat. It's my gavel! It's my bont gavel. It's my freaking judge's gavel. Even though I'm a lawyer, so I don't know why I've got the gavel. But you know what? Fine. You know what? I stole it, okay? Look, I'm a crime boy. I stole it, and it's for bonking chat. This is me bonking you, chat. Take my bonks. Take them. Take my bonks. It's my first crime. Yay. Actually, well, I've done other crimes before, but we don't talk about those crimes. You are pretty criminal, to be fair. That is also very true. You've committed the crime of stealing my heart. Whoa, Jesus, Mac. This is not that kind of stream. Yet. To be fair, considering some prosecutors in the Ace Attorney series, I wasn't surprised to see a lawyer with a gavel. Well, don't you worry. The prosecutor in this game is, he's a character. He is definitely a character. I can assure you of that. I also got one other prop, which I am going to be using, but only when the boy shows. I don't know if we're actually going to get to him today. I really hope we do. But, we'll have to see how long it takes. But yeah, for people who aren't familiar with Ace Attorney, yeah, like I said, I love this series. It's characters, it's storylines, it's so fun, and it's... Honestly, that's all I can say. I don't want to spoil anything. I'm going into this game completely blind. I played all of the other ones, so I know what happens in all of the other Ace Attorney games. Hell, I got a freaking physical copy of Professor Layton vs. Ace Attorney, which is very hard to find nowadays. Thank you for the care package. I need a drink right now because I'm going to be doing a lot of reading. But it's going to be some good fun, hopefully. My mother really doesn't like it when I drink. Like, it always does something different every time I try to take a sip. See, that was me taking another sip, and it just decided to have a slight aneurysm. You get to hear my stellar voice acting? I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say it's stellar, but I would say it's something. That is true, Otto. It's also true that you're only a criminal if you actually get caught. That is very, very true. But how was your day's chat? Because my day was pretty, once again, uneventful. Until, there's always like one thing, like these days, there's always seems to be like one thing, which is like the one thing that like is the highlight of the day. The highlight of this day today was just out of nowhere, we just got a flash storm. Like literally out of nowhere. I looked out my window, it was a sunny day. And then I looked back, it was lightning. I swear to God. Like, it came out of nowhere. And then I found out that it was, like, supposed to be from, like, Germany or something. It was, like, a storm that was meant for Germany, but then it came over to us instead. I need to play a visual novel and read a book with all sorts of characters and try my hand at voicing them. I feel like I'd be good at it. Hey, go for it, honestly. I did it because I just find it fun. I was always a bit worried that voicing characters would, like, annoy the hell out of people. And I've done some annoying voices before. Some purposely annoying, to be fair. But, yeah, should be a good time. Just give me a second. Let me just make sure that we're all set and ready. And yeah, I don't want to delay. I want to get straight into the video game. Because I am hella excited for this. Once again, I want everyone to tell me if audio levels are too high, too soft, all of that fun stuff, because it's always fun trying to audio balance these video games, because they're always different. My day was good, getting more active, went walking for 2 hours, found myself writing more instead of drawing lately. Nice. That's actually really good. I hope you're doing well, Mac. Level's okay for me? I should play a visual novel too, preferably one with some voice acting, since I am not creative with the voices. I was debating, because this game doesn't have, like, usually the voice. I find it funny if there's actually a story mode. Like, you could actually legit play this game without any of the puzzle elements, which, of course, I'm going to play with the puzzle elements. Which, by the way, no spoilers or help on puzzles. I'm just going to say that right now. I want to try and figure it out for myself. If I need help, I will ask for help, but I try my best not to, ask for help. Because, you know, I like doing the puzzles by myself. Voice, well, keep it on English for now. See what the English voice is, but yeah. But yeah, just make sure that there is no spoilers. And honestly, without further ado, I think I just want to get straight into this. Let's do this.
The Empire of Japan. After opening its doors, a push for cultural transformation brought great waves of Western influence to this far eastern island nation.
This period of Japan is one that's never really looked at that often, and it's a super interesting one. Because for people who don't know, Japan was, when one of its governments got into power in, like, early 1700s, I think it was, they, like, super closed off borders. And, like, only, like, the Dutch could get in through. And then America came with big boats and big guns and were like, open your borders, and they were like, okay.
That era was just the beginning of an extraordinary story.
There's the boy. Or ancestor of the boy, I guess I should say. That was indeed also a very long head. Don't worry, there'll be some other caricatures that you'll be sure to see. I'm very curious what year this takes place. I actually don't remember. Turnabout Great Departure. I still can't believe it. Still can't believe this is happening. How can it be that just beyond the doors to this quiet little chamber is the highest court in Japan, waiting to decide my fate? God? What? Oh, no, nothing. Save your class. Murderer! Oh, screw you too, but I'm sorry I'm a murderer. My name is Ryonosuke Naruhodo. Let me try that again. My name is Ryonosuke Naruhodo. I'm a second-year student at the Imperial Yume University. 3 days ago, I somehow found myself in the middle of a horrifying incident. And now here I am, awaiting my trial. That's enough! Japanese, man! He's not obliged to listen to such abuse, officer. And who are you? Jesus Christ, buddy. How is your bandana flowing in the... There must be a serious draft going in through this area. It's Billy the Guard, or whatever the Japanese equivalent of Billy is. I know, Shin? Or is that a Chinese name? I can't remember. Or Lee. We could also do Lee. Lee's a pretty common name. Please do the officer just a little... Oh, no! God, that is such an inside joke, though. Let's do it. I'm this man's lawyer. I'll be defending him today. Lawyer? Yes, and until the judge has given his verdict on the case, no one has the right to treat him as a criminal. So you will hold your tongue. Technicalities? Look at you. You haven't even graduated yet. God damn it. And yet I still seem to know better than how a court officer should behave. Right. Ryunosuke. Yes, of course! Sorry. A lawyer? Those haven't been invented yet. Actually, I think they were invented at this point. What are you apologizing to me for? Oh, I suppose that wasn't my fault. But really, Kazuma, I never meant to drag you into this. I'm sorry. Ha 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 ha! There you go again, apologizing. Just like always. Though I must say, you've been all over the newspapers these past few days. Yume University professor murdered in cold blood by student. But obviously, you didn't actually do it, did you? Of course not! You have to believe me! I didn't do it! I could never murder someone. Then there's nothing to worry about. Straighten yourself up. Hold your head high. You mean... I believe you. I know you're innocent, Ryunosuke. Kazuma? Kiryu's ancestor? Not quite. Kazuma Asogi, my best friend, also in his second year at Yume University. He's far more clever than I. Star student, in fact. He's even a qualified lawyer. Impressive, considering he's still an undergraduate. Some would say that is super illegal, and that shouldn't be the case, but hey-ho. You know what? We're before the times. Lawyers can do whatever the hell they want at this point. It's fine. Don't worry about it. It's not that impressive. The very concept of lawyers is only a few years old, here in Japan anyway. My qualifications don't mean much, yet. You said exactly the same thing 3 days ago. But I'm proud to have a friend like you, Kazuma, truly. 3 days ago. Yes, that's when all this started. 3 days ago. There's only one explanation for the headband. The back of Kazuma's head has a built-in electric fan to keep the headband billowing magnificently. You know what? You know what, Wad? Until we see the back of his head, we don't know if that theory's not true. Congratulations, Kazuma. Looks like you're going to get to study abroad at last. I know. I've been forever dreaming of this day. Finally, those government elites have acknowledged my academic achievements and successes in court. So you'll be representing Japan as you immerse yourself in the most sophisticated legal system in the world. I'm really happy for you and proud as your friend. There's not a soul in the university who doesn't know Kazuma's name. He's a living legend. It's like there's some mysterious aura billowing around his temple and behind him with his headband. My detective instincts are coming in handy already. Wow, you even used the right word, billowing. Damn. Maybe you should be the one doing the detecting. I want to bring about change in our own legal system. That's why I have to cross the ocean to see the real thing with my own eyes. The heart of the British Empire. I wish I could see it too. Why would you want to see the British Empire? It sucks at this point. Have you, like, I'm pretty sure this is not before we cleaned up our sewers. Then come with me. We'd have a wild time tearing up the streets of Her Majesty's City of London together. If only it were that simple. Oh dear, look at the time. I better be going. Alright, I'll see you later. I think I'll stay and enjoy this place a while longer. Good idea. After all, it's not every day you get to visit a high-class Western restaurant like this. See you in English class tomorrow then, partner. Yo, chat, we shipping? Are we... Yo, we shipping? I think we're shipping. And straight after that, that's when... it happened. Oh, they walking! Sorry, may I have a word? Professor! I didn't know you were coming. That is some impressive white hair that you've combed over. Well, this case has personal significance to me. But never mind that for now. Asori! You should go immediately to the judge's chambers. To His Excellency's chambers? Why? He was looking for you before. You advocating for the defense in this trial was a sudden decision. It seems there may be some confusion about procedures today as a result. Who is this man? Feels though I've seen him at university before. I see. I'll go at once then. That mustache contains essence of many ramens. Why, hello there. I shall accompany you. Alright then, Ryunosuke. I'll see you in the courtroom. Yes, thanks, Kazuma. Very graceful. The girl was not too bad too. This is awkward. Oh, you think I'm innocent? If I may. Yes, sorry. You must be the defendant, Ryunosuke Naruhodo, I believe. Ah, yes, that's right. Yeah, you come here often? Yes, that's right. My name is Yujin Mikotoba. I'm a professor of forensic medicine at Yume University. Ah, Professor Mikotoba. I've heard that name from Kazuma before. As I recall, he's been pushing to get the government to agree to Kazuma studying abroad. Asodi has told me much of me about you. You and he are best friends, I understand. As such, I feel you should know. Know what? Well, as you've no doubt heard, Asodi has been granted permission to go and study in Great Britain. However, if he should fail to defend you in today's trial, I'm afraid that permission will be revoked and never granted again. Nani? That's harsh. Mikotoba equals word of God. Oh, don't worry, Wad. You're gonna be here for all the word puns with their names. If one thing that Ace Attorney loves doing, it's word puns and names. They absolutely adore it. As I suspected, you were unaware of this. I had a feeling Asodi may have chosen not to tell you. He's agreed to defend me, knowing that if he fails, his dreams will be shattered? But I don't understand. Why would the government do such a thing? The administration has to choose from a large number of applicants for overseas study. It's very difficult to persuade them to grant permission, even in the most favorable of circumstances. I don't believe it. But I didn't do it! I swear it! I'm not a murderer! I'm sure that's true, nevertheless. I can assure you that proving your innocence will be no easy task. You see, there are certain peculiarities about today's trial. Sorry, what do you mean? You'll soon understand once proceedings get underway. But, what should I do? Well, naturally, I'm not going to suggest doing anything that could lead to a conviction. Right, so... As soon as the trial starts, the judge will pose a certain question to the defense. When that happens, you must answer before anyone else. You must say, I do. I do? What am I, exchanging vows? But what will the question be? Surely not, do you accept the accusations brought before you? Of course not. Defendant? Court is about to begin. Proceed to the courtroom at once. What, is he getting married now? Maybe. It would seem our surreptitious discussions are to be cut short. So allow me to summarize. Kazuma Asogi must not be the defense lawyer in this trial. Of course, as the defendant, the final decision is yours. Oh, no pressure or anything. What are you waiting for? Do you want to be found guilty for failing to appear? Get moving. There's no point in anyone advocating for the likes of you anyway. This is it. If this trial goes badly, Kazuma's dreams of studying abroad are over. And what's more, I'll be found guilty of murder. And so, with absolutely no idea of what lay ahead, I embarked on that unforgettable trial. My one and only chance of proving my innocence. The trial that would decide my destiny. Everyone please rise for court. So, this is the courtroom. Oh god, jeez, I'm freaking out already. The Supreme Court of Judicature. Judicature? The court! No court in the land has more power. It's stretched, mind you. I don't much like the look of those people sitting in the public gallery. Lots of military and other uniforms in there. The powers that be have demanded that this be a secret trial. Secret trial? A trial that's closed to ordinary members of the public. Only military and government officials may attend. What? But why? Yo! What's up, Rex? Ultimate greeting? Freaking bonk? I'll bonk you. Take this. This is me bonking you. Bonk. 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 But, all bonks should be saved for later moments. It'll become clear in time, but for now, you need to concentrate, Ryunosuke. It's about to begin. That is one impressive beard. Did you, like, braid it into, like, 5 different directions? Jesus Christ. Why am I bonking myself? I'm not bonking myself, I'm bonking the chat. Judicature. The Judicature. Yes, that. The court will now hear the trial of Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Oh god, fucking... you bring back memories. For all the wrong reasons. Yo, what's up, Aqua? Looked like I was bonking my left ear. Damn. I was trying my best to bonk you. The prosecution is ready, Your Excellency. As is the defense. Before we begin, there is one point of order I would like to confirm. Yesterday evening, the defense made a last-minute request for a change of advocate. That's correct, Your Excellency. I made the request myself. Normal procedure is for the defendant's advocacy to be decided 2 days prior to trial. As this is an unusual circumstance, I am obliged to ask for final confirmation now. Who advocates for the defendant in this trial? This is it. This must be the question. Who's going to defend me? That's the question the professor meant. But then, if I say I do? need to answer quickly. What should I do? I'll do it! Your Excellency, no confirmation is needed. As I'm standing here beside the defendant, I hope it's clear who will advocate for his— Yes! I will marry you, Your Honor. What is the meaning of this unruly outburst? I would like to inform the court that I, Ryunosuke Naruhodo, will be defending myself. You'll be... What? What are you playing at, Ryunosuke? Professor Mikotoba told me everything, just now before the trial. You did what? You said that your dreams of studying abroad would be dashed if you were to lose. How sad. It means you don't have faith in me. You think I won't be able to get you off? No, it's not that, really. It's just that, well, on the off chance that things don't go well for me, I couldn't bear to be the reason that you... Yes. I knew that's how you'd feel, which is exactly why I decided not to tell you. Professor Mikotoba shouldn't have stuck his nose in. Looks like he's got ferret down his pants, Jesus. Very well. The court hereby recognizes the defendant's desire to advocate for himself in today's trial. Well, well. Does the accused admit defeat already, renouncing his own counsel? Really? Objection! First objection, everybody! Make no mistake, counsel. This merely shows that the defendant's innocence is so apparent, he's confident that he can speak for himself. Isn't that so, Naruhodo-san? Oh, yes, exactly! Exactly what I wasn't thinking. I'm not confident at all. Oh, in fact, my mind's a complete blank. He really is an ancient ancestor. He's got the same facial expression and everything. Same sweat drops, too. What is the wind machine doing in court? It's fine, his headband has stopped blowing. I realize you're in charge now, but still, try not to look so bewildered. Well, for a mere university student to be brought before the Supreme Court. You must have perpetrated a most heinous crime indeed. As you are no doubt aware, this is the Supreme Court of Judicature, that word of Japan. Why can't I say that word? Accordingly, the very highest standards of conduct are expected of all present. Do I make myself clear, Defendant Naruhodo? Yes, Your Excellency! Also bluffing? Oh god, we'll have plenty of that, don't you worry. It is therefore my duty to assess your competence for the task you have undertaken. My competence? What does that mean? He's questioning your ability to do the job. Well, he can't be questioning it more than I am! So, let's start with the very simplest of questions. Oh, yes! Hi! Kindly state before the court the name of the victim in this case. Well, that's easy enough. I've heard his name more times than I can care to remember. But, wait. I'm so nervous. Can't even remember that. What was it again? Ryunosuke. Let me guess. Your mind's gone blank. You know me so well. All the relevant information for this case can be found in the court record. But I can't even find that. It's simple. You can access the court record with a press of the mysterious button. If you ever find yourself forgetting something, just consult that. It's all in there. What the hell is an R1, Kazuma? What the hell are you talking about? Okay, there's no time to lose. Court record. University collar pin. Proof that I'm a student at the Imperial Yume University. I always wear it on the collar of my uniform jacket. And then R1 to people. Find the details about the victim. 23, not quite 18. That would be really ridiculous. Second year at Imperial Yume University. He's my best friend, and despite being a student, a qualified defense lawyer as well. Yujin Mikotoba, medical school professor at the Imperial Yume University. He's an authority in forensic medicine and Kazuma's mentor. Frickin' this asshole! Takatsuchi Ouchi, the lead prosecutor of this place, who would appear to have little love for the changes the Cultural Reformation has brought about. Oh, you're one of those frickin'... Oh god, which side was it? Chat, which side was which? Which one was... One of them was against foreigners, the other one was with foreigners in Japan. I can't remember which one it was. Who wants to bring in the Japanese history lesson? Frickin' old-timers. Kazuma is talking all insanely calmly. I would absolutely lose my shit if I was told to translate something and then the client decided they're doing it themselves. Here we go. John H. Wilson, the victim of the case, who was visiting professor of medicine at Yume University from the British Empire. So remember, everything to do with the current case can be found in the court record. Now, you better not keep His Excellency waiting any longer. Go on! Yo, what's up, Hellcat? Finally made it. Good job being absolute dog shit as usual, Twitch. But yes, greetings.
Yes!
Yes! The victim's name was Dr. John H. Wilson. Shish. Ha ha. Well, at least you can remember the name of an esteemed member of your own university. Dr. Wilson was a visiting professor from England invited to Yume University 3 years ago. Indeed, which is the reason why this case has such profound implications. The British Empire is at present our country's most valuable foreign ally. And as most of you will be aware, we have just signed a new treaty together after lengthy negotiations. There can't be anyone who hasn't heard of the Anglo-Japanese Treaty of Friendship and Navigation. Is that a real thing? Please tell me there's an actual treaty that has the word friendship in it. There's gotta be, right? Like, come on, that's... I don't know why, just a treaty that has the word friendship in it is, like, hilarious to me. And yet, despite these delicate circumstances, the blood of an Englishman has been spilt on our soil. He won't be missed, trust me. You two are both undergraduates at Imperial Yume University, are you not? Murdering a professor from the very institution that provides your education. Have you no honor? But I didn't do it. This case is coming under great scrutiny from our allies and on the other side of the world. The court therefore wishes for a speedy resolution to this matter. In other words, a feeble government is scared of upsetting England's policymakers. Treaty of Friendship and Alliance. Really? That was actually a thing. Anglo-Japanese Friendship Treaty is apparently a thing. Damn. It's from 1740. Well, there you go. And you're a convenient and expendable scapegoat to blame for its crime. So that's why this trial has these unusual peculiarities, is it? Look, I'm playing a Japanese man. I'm not supposed to be good at English, okay? Excellent, exactly. Our government needs to convict someone as quickly as possible. Oh, because the victim was an Englishman. Yes, Dr. Wilson was an Englishman. But nationalities and treaties won't make any difference for me here. The fact is, I was there at the scene of the crime. Oh dear, look at the time. I'd better be going. Alright, I'll see you later. I think I'll stay and enjoy the place a little longer. Good idea. After all, it's not every day you get to visit a high-class Western restaurant like this. See you in English class tomorrow then, partner. Cam's broken talking still actually has context. Also could be referenced to the Anglo-Japanese Treaty of Commerce and Navigation from 1894. The latest one is the 2001 Sino-Russian Treaty of Friendship. Friends! don't know why it's so funny to me. British Empire. Wow, it's incredible to think... Wait. I've seen that man at university. I'm sure he's a visiting professor from the Great Britain. I don't know his name, but still. I should go and say hello. So I went over to the professor's table and introduced myself to Dr. Wilson in the most anime pose that I could think of. I assumed position, hand behind hand behind head, and sweat drop in distance. Viewing distance. God damn it. Anyway. Now then, let me pose my next question to you, Defendant Naruhodo. Yes, Your Excellency! How did this professor of medicine, Dr. John H. Wilson, lose his life? This was Watson before! I just realized. Freaking Wilson. Sorry, I just auto-corrected it to Watson. State before the court the cause of death. Cause of death? Well, obviously, that was, Ryunosuke. Remember that in court, every assertion must be backed up by evidence. By evidence? But how? Find the piece of evidence that shows the professor's cause of death and select present. Do it now! Well, post-mortem report. Death occurred a little after 2 p.m. and was caused by loss of blood from gunshot to the chest. The bullet did not pass through the victim's body. Interesting. Yo, what's up, Devil? Hello. You're in the midst of murder investigation. Want to refer to him as Watson out of respect? Oh, don't worry. I'm sure I'll flip between the two of them.
Yes.
Well... according to this document, the victim suffered a hemorrhagic death due to gunshot trauma. Learn to read, you imbecile. That's the post-mortem report, I take it. Sorry, yes, that's right. The post-mortem report. In the West, a doctor dissects corpses to identify the cause of death in an autopsy. But here in Japan, a police officer merely inspects the body and draws conclusions that way. Oh, I see. As long as I'm not going to be tested on any of this later. Yo, Devil, hope you're doing well. I just realized that Wilson is his name here in the English version. Yes, because they really couldn't use it. Gray! Just in time for me getting quizzed on how to lawyer. This so-called photographic print of the scene of the crime. You can clearly discern the head pats that I am currently getting from chat right now, and discern the scorch marks around the bullet hole produced by the powder explosion. And Yeez, good to see you too. Oh damn, you want an ara right now? Alright, Gray and Yeast, this one's for you since you just decided to enter. Ara. How's it going in Japanese court? I am defending myself. And currently, I am being turned into a fool. In other words, we should assume that the victim was shot at close range. Thank you, counsel. The court will accept this modern scientific evidence into the record. Yo, you see these photographs? It's the hottest new shit around. Takes a still picture of life. It's amazing. I'm surprised people in this court are, like, losing their shit over photographs right now. Photographic print that shows the victim. He was shot from the front in the chest and subsequently died. So that's a photograph in print. Photographic print. Well, that's something I've never seen before. That's some crazy shit. It's clearly superior to a drawing. The detail is incredible. Damn, they had the balls to kill off Watson at the beginning? I guess so. Very well. I am satisfied with your answers. Let us start the trial. Certainly, Your Excellency. So, without further ado, in order to better appraise the court with the facts of the case, the prosecution hereby calls its first witness, who was there at the scene of the crime when it happened. This is it then. I think I may have worked out what the professor had in mind. The professor? You mean Dr. Mikotoba? Yes, clearly you're the defense lawyer today, not me. But that doesn't mean... Well, I could still act as your assistant. Of course! When he was speaking with me before, he simply said, Kazuma Asodi must not be the defense lawyer in this trial. He really has been sticking his oar in, hasn't he? Maybe, but any help you could give me would be greatly appreciated. Kazuma, please help me. Well, my first piece of advice is, rein in that crazy look of bewilderment and control the cold sweats! Only if you rein in that crazy headband and control the cold stares first. At least they're aware of the crazy headband tech. Man, even pre-pain T-pose before starting. T-pose in court to assert dominance. Well, this person seems like a certain upstanding citizen, at the very least. Witness, state your name and occupation for the court, please. Of course. My name is Satoru Hazunoga. I am the head waiter at the Western-style restaurant called Le Carnival. Oh, God! Are you alright? You seem to be coughing up some, Dude, don't put it on there, that's gonna ruin your frickin' sheet. It's a regular occurrence, it really doesn't bother me. Well, it really should. As everyone knows, the capital's southeastern quarter was developed for foreign visitors some years ago. It's become a very fashionable district now, full of hotels and to accommodate overseas guests. This grim crime occurred in one of the district's so-called restaurants and Occidental eatery 3 days ago. Man, you Japanese be being behind the times and shit. Yo, they go in with, like, cutlery and they, like, order food? It's nuts! Understood. Hosonaga-san, you will kindly tell the court everything you can about the incident. At once, sir. And no petty interjections from the aspiring lawyer boy, please. Are you allowed to have that fan in court? Well, I guess is freaking Kazuma allowed to have a freaking samurai sword in court? Aspiring maybe, but aspiring? It was just after 2 p.m. on the day in question. We have a few diners at that time of day. The lunchtime rush was over, and there were only 3 tables still occupied. It fits in with my memory of it too. There was hardly anyone else in the place. It was then when I was in the kitchen, putting away crockery and cutlery. A gunshot rang out, so I hurried out to the dining area to see what happened. I found the victim, an English gentleman, slumped in his chair, and standing immediately beside him, gun in hand, was the accused university student.
Yes!
Hold on! Let me just clarify something here. While I did pick up the gun that I found lying on the floor beside the professor, I didn't shoot him!
Objection!
Oh god. I believe I asked you to refrain from petty interjections. The court wishes to listen to the witness's report of what he saw, you amateur. But... Next time you interrupt at any inappropriate time, you will be penalized, defended Naruhodo. Don't worry, Ryunosuke. You'll have your chance to fight back. For now, we must just quietly listen to the witness. If I may confirm one point, waiter. Standing beside the victim with a gun in his hand was the same man we see here in the court today. Yes, without question. I see. And apart from the accused, was there anyone else standing beside the victim? No. There was no one else around the table but the deceased Englishman and the university student. Huh? Wait, what did you just say? There was no one else around that table. What's the matter, Ryunosuke? That's just not right. When I went over to Dr. Wilson to say hello, there was a woman sitting opposite him at his table. Really? And that's not something the waiter could have missed. I'm warned about interjecting, but still, what should I do? But they said I'd get penalized if I interject again. God damn it. You know what? I don't see a life bar. I'm interjecting.
Yes!
Just a moment, please. Dr. Wilson wasn't alone that day. I'm sure of it. There was a lady sitting with him at the same table. Dear me, what are we going to do with you? With your blatant disregard for court proceedings, I'm beginning to wonder if you're not a fraud. Could it be that the accused, Vesmir student, is not a real lawyer after all? But I'm sure of what I saw. Hosonaga-san, is there any chance you're mistaken? Perhaps your memory of events is hazy? No. The deceased gentleman came to dine alone. I don't believe it! I actually have a rough plan of the restaurant as it was that day. Please, have a look if you'd like to. 6 tables. Guessing top left is the kitchen? Let me see. Sketch of the establishment's layout, drawn by yourself, I presume. That's right. I'm afraid I used the back of my business card. It was a turbulent situation. However, as you can see, the gentleman in question was seated alone. Why would he have a plan? I guess after the fact. That being said, they wouldn't really have floor plans back there, so I can't really ask for that, which kind of sucks. Thank you so much for the care package as well. Well, you're clearly a very conscientious waiter. Thank you, sir. The court will take this plan and add it to the court record as evidence. Oh, well... Is there a problem? Hand the plan to the court officer at once. Of course. Here you are. What was that about? He's been completely calm and collected until now. Something certainly seems to have shaken him. Oh god, and he's having a coughing fit, I swear to god. We've accepted the waiter's business card as he slowly dies in the background. I like drawing things out, helps me think. Maybe Hosonoda's like that too? Maybe. So the court has now heard a precis of the case. Yes, at the moment the gunshot was heard in the restaurant, the only person in close proximity to the victim was the defendant on trial day. It would seem we are looking at a black and white case here. Okay? Defendant Naruhodo. Yes, Your Excellency? If you admit your guilt at this stage, the court is willingly to look mercifully upon you. In other words, you may have some small reprieve in terms of your inevitable punishment. I called this waiter as an unsworn witness in order to explain the details of the case to the court. But I must warn the defense if you are determined to pursue matters further in this trial. The prosecution has decisive evidence from sworn witnesses who were present at the scene of the crime. Oh god. Quick. Must think. What do you think I should do, Kazuma? What do you mean? Well, I'm going to be found guilty one way or another, it seems. Would it be sensible to plead guilty at this stage and hope for a more lenient sentence? Everyone keeps telling me that this trial was unusual, about these peculiarities. You've said it, Professor Mikotova said it, and so has the judge and the prosecution. I'm scared of what lies ahead if I push this. As I said from the outset, I believe you're innocent. I trust you. And yet, despite knowing that, you're willing now to throw that trust back in my face? Is that it? What? If the accused is in fact innocent, then a defense lawyer is duty-bound to prove that innocence by whatever means necessary. Are you just going to abandon that duty? Are you going to give up on yourself? The battle hasn't even begun yet, Ryunosuke. Oh shit! The defense pleads not guilty, Your Excellency. For 2069 voice acting, nice. We invite the prosecution to stop making empty threats and bring out its witnesses. Then we'll see how decisive this evidence really is. People in the gallery, I have to admit that Kazuma guy is pretty fucking dope. Indeed. Prosecutor Ouchi, please continue with proceedings. Test. Well, you were warned. The young can be so reckless. You know, many call me a saint, but I can be a devil when I want to be. That really does not sound cool coming from you, dude. I'm sorry to tell you. Especially while you're freaking fanning yourself. Ceremoniously T-poses. What does that even say on your fan? I can't even read it properly because it keeps on shaking. In a few short moments from now, that dumbstruck young mouth of yours will be silenced forever. The prosecution calls its next witnesses. Wait, don't I even get to cross-examine? Do we even know what cross-examination is yet? Very well, officer. Bring forth the witnesses at once. Wait, all of them? Oh! Witnesses, kindly state your names and occupations for the court. Oh my god. Yes, sir! Great Nippon Imperial Armies. He really just called it Great Nippon. Imperial Army Sergeant Aisa Nosa. Reporting for duty, sir! Myself, I find employ as a purveyor of the finest articles of antiquity from the efflorescence of our nation, Nippon, and conduct my trade from Ratsute, a humble premises in the 2nd District, Kyoryo Korekuta, at your service. God damn it, Nippon! Nah, fortunately not Devil Leon. That would be kind of dope. An antique dealer and a soldier. What an unusual pairing. Both of these gentlemen were present at the restaurant on the day in question. It must be the diner. It must be the diners at the other table the waiter mentioned. Myself, I habitually take tea at the most exquisite aroma at the establishment in question, always post-noon. And not infrequently converse with interested parties regarding the curios which I aim to make my business. I can't understand a word that old man is saying. Speak Japanese, you dumb fuck. He's an antique dealer, and it sounds like he's a regular at the Le Carnaval. He seeks out potential customers who may have an interest in antiques and tries to sell his wares to them. Well, at least you can translate, even though it wasn't actually really that hard to translate. He obviously targets Le Carnaval because it's a high-class restaurant with rich clientele. Right, I see. Although, to be honest, Sergeant looks more like he'd be a seller rather than a buyer. Now, you both witnessed the precise moment of this most atrocious incident. Is that correct? Affirmative! The enemy unit was seen attacking the foreigner in what can only be described as an act of war, sir! It was that black uniformed road infantryman over there who unloaded his firearms, sir! This man's as impossible to understand as the other. But I'm almost sure I heard a strange noise during that last thing he said. So, this is the decisive evidence the prosecuting was threatening. The soldier is claiming that he actually saw the precise moment that you shot the victim dead. Yes. Well, are you starting to feel uncomfortable? If I'm honest, I was feeling uncomfortable from the start. He corrects people who calls curious by his wrong name. Now the court will hear your formal testimony, please. You will state everything you saw at the precise moment that the incident occurred. Sir, yes, sir! Standing by, we're ready to report, sir! Unsavory memories of a most acerbic afternoon. Jesus Christ, how do you get your head that long, sir? What do you even have on the top of your head? Is that like a basket? Finally! Cross-examination time. I was ingesting a regulation beefsteak at the restaurant while having a tactical discussion with the old man. Myself, I was extolling the virtues of a particularly fine golden curio to the military gentleman. At that precise moment, a firearm was discharged. I observed the enemy's actions through my own eyes. The black uniform varsity cadets fired on the English civilian, and from the back, the cowardly little weasel. From the back, you say? I was on my hands and knees investigating the whereabouts of my mysteriously absconded precious curio. So in other words, you didn't see shit. Well, so you, Sergeant Noser, actually witnessed the vital moment. You saw the split second when the defendant fired the weapon at the victim. Yes, sir! Affirmative, sir! That wicked university cadet, sir! The cruel and unforgivable enemy! What times we live in when an Englishman gentleman may be assailed in the broad light of day. I could stab you with my knife right now if I wanted to. Just go up and stab. But this is ridiculous! I didn't shoot anyone! Is that really true, Ryunosuke? Yes! All I did was pick up the gun that I saw lying on the floor. After I said hello to Dr. Wilson, I went back to my table and sat drinking some coffee. Then, when I'd finished, I got up from my seat to leave the restaurant, when I noticed an English-made gun next to the chair where the professor was sitting. I thought perhaps the professor had dropped it, you know, casually. So I bent down, and just as I was picking it up... Well, if that's the truth, there was obviously a criminal on the scene somewhere. And somewhere in these two witnesses' testimonies, there's a clue as to who that criminal was. There is? Ryunosuke, you must exercise your right to cross-examine the witnesses. Cross-examine? Do it now! As we have heard, Your Excellency, there is no room for doubt in the testimony of these witnesses. The defendant is clearly guilty. It is time to bring this despicable student to justice. Certainly. The testimony the court has just heard eliminates any vestige of doubt, even though testimonies can be completely and utterly fabricated or false or they misremember. Hi, it's me. What in the name of the Emperor is the meaning of this outburst? I am, defense demands the right to a cross-examination. Dear me. Let me guess. The Hachimaki headband boy next door told me to do it. How pathetic. Hey, that's my Hachimaki headband boy you're making fun of right there, good sir. Huh? How did he know? The prosecution objects. This is a clear waste of time. The defendant obviously has no experience. How can he possibly carry out a cross-examination?
Objection!
The defense is asserting its right to a cross-examination. Whether or not you think he's capable of it is irrelevant. Bitch. Casimir is so commanding. He's so kakui. Well, very well. Let the defense conduct a cross-examination of the witnesses. Alright, this is where the battle really begins, Ryunosuke. I don't even know what I have to do in a cross-examination! No, don't worry, bro, I got you. I played 7 of these games. More if you count the spin-offs. Wait, 6 main games, unless you count Professor. Anyway, regardless. Isn't it obvious? You have to expose the lies in the witnesses' statements. How? You didn't fire the gun, which means that what the soldier said has to be a lie. Well, yes, but... It's just a case of proving it, and the key to doing that is evidence. Right, evidence. I have a single piece of evidence. All you need to do is present some decisive and indisputable evidence that proves the witness is lying. Now, let's go, Ryunosuke. Don't let them beat you. All right, man. Wow, that was a weak slap. I love how he slapped the desk, and then he looked at his hand like, wow, that was weak. It's all or nothing. Don't worry, we'll improve your desk slamming capabilities. I was ingesting a regulation beefsteak at the restaurant. Right.
Yes.
Tell me more of this steak. What? Why aren't you saying anything? Is this some new interrogation technique? I hadn't actually thought of what I wanted to ask. Just ask about anything that catches your attention. Anything that bothers you. Alright, then, this beef steak you mentioned, what kind of food is that? Attention! Beef steak is a delicious cut of veal, vigorously cooked on the cast iron grill and served piping hot. Oh. If food could receive medals of honor, beef steak would be almost as highly decorated as a cutlet. Right, I see. Thank you, sir. So, next question. What rarity did you have your steak? And I swear to God, if you say blue, I'm gonna kick you out of this courtroom myself. I expected Grand Slam and got the town potato sack race. Look, he's trying, okay? We'll get him to death slam. We'll get him to death slamming eventually. This cutlet you mentioned, what kind of food is that? Attention! Cutlet is a delicious cut of veal tossed in breadcrumbs and deep fried in cooking oil. Accept your guilty verdict, atone for your crimes, and when you're released from prison, try it! Yes, sir! I will, sir! On the double, sir! Sorry to interrupt, but how about trying to stick to questions that are relevant to the case? Yo, Chester and Sup Niche and Chat just went on a break, decided to spend it here. Nice! Oops, sorry, I'll try my best. So, next question. Is it just me, or do you keep hearing a sort of wah crying noise? Negative! Well, at least we've learnt that he's a big beef lover. Affirmative. It's not easy knowing what questions to ask. I thought they were like saying like wah from like Waluigi. Wah! Alright, what about you, old man?
Yes.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Koban boy. Koban? What, you mean an old Edo coin? The day prior to the incident, a treasure of exceptional value from the Hui period entered my... Sorry, let me say that properly. The Hui period entered my possession. I took myself to the restaurant the following day with said item secreted in my bosom pockets. Don't talk about your bosoms, old man, please. In the hope of an affluent I'm sorry, what? Affinant cognoscent, appraised of its indisputable value being present. So, you were hoping to sell your Tobin coin to Sergeant Noza, whom you met at the restaurant? Yes, it's quite clear where you're going with this, boy. You were about to assert that a penniless soldier would have no hope of purchasing a precious Tobin. Isn't that so? Well, I don't know how much soldiers in ancient Japan make. Yo, what's up, Jade? Hope you're doing well. You little upstart cadet! You want to add disrespecting a superior officer to your list of crimes? Well, do you? Blatant subordination! No, I didn't say anything. Although, painless might be just the word I was looking for. I hope you're doing well, Jade. How are you gonna handle the to be continued? I don't know. In any case, the hour was already advanced beyond that of midday luncheon. There remained precious few present with whom I could engage in discourse about matters of business. The gentleman aside me, who was grappling with his braised veal at the time, was my sole prospect. I see. I'm good, just gaming with no voice. Don't worry, I'll have no voice by the time I'm done voicing this frickin' dude. At a precise moment, a firearm was discharged. I observed the enemy's action with my own eyes! Yes. So, you're saying you actually saw me at the time? Affirmative! I saw you! Laughing, cackling, like a madman as you trained the barrel of your gun on an English civilian. But that's impossible. I only... Allow me to confirm just one point, please. What's that, Private? Thinking carefully about the statement you just made, it seems to me that it must have been just after you heard the gunshot that you looked over the victim's table. And so what if it was? Well, if that really is the case, it would mean that you didn't in fact see the precise moment when the killer actually fired the gun. Bitch. Arrgh! And double arg! I'm smiling because I want this game. I've been waiting for this game for so long. My sixth sense. Sorry? Bruce Willis? My sixth sense of danger. I picked up the waves of murderous energy radiating from your foul mind. Which means... a split second before you pulled the trigger, I was looking right at you, cadet. Surely that's not really possible, is it? Do you think I'd have gone to where I am today in the army if I couldn't sense danger in the air, son? Well... it would seem this soldier is absolutely convinced that he saw you do the deed. This is not good. The black uniform varsity cadet fired on the English civilian from the back. I'll press this, of course, though. So this black uniform university cadet, you're saying that was... I've just had about enough of your sauce, cadet! Who else do you see around here in a black uniform, huh? Well, there's someone standing right next to me who fits the description as well, but... It was you, you little weasel! You unloaded the firearm on that man! From behind his back, and you call yourself a citizen of the great empire of Nippon? You disgust me! What is it, Ryunosuke? I'm not quite sure. Something that the sergeant just said, but I can't put my finger on it. Something's playing on my mind. Obvious contradiction is obvious. Well, it is literally the first one. In that case, check back on the details of the evidence in the court record. And if you find it inconsistently there with what the witness just said, then don't hold back. Present the evidence to the court, thrust it in the witness's face, and make him choke on it. Oh my. Kazuma. We're in the presence of government and military personnel. I will press this one though, just because I want to. On your hands and knees. Could you explain that, please? That's right. Spurning the arthritis, I was in order to retrieve the lost piece. What lost piece are you referring to? Was this the longest opening case? I have no idea. Oh my god. The Koban, of course! The exquisite Hoenn era Koban coin! I had just been showing the rare treasure to the military man as he masticated his meal. He did what to his meal? I don't like this guy. After averting my eyes for the briefest of moments, there was no more. It simply vanished. The Koban vanished. Hence, I began to acquaint myself with the intricacies of the floor in order to locate it. And then it happened. Casimir emanated his dom energy. Casimir, also known as Virgil 2.0. Well, maybe if he bleached his hair white. You heard the gunshot, you mean? None other than, though it was no concern of mine. I was frantically scouring the floor for the aforementioned lost treasure. So in fact, you didn't actually witness the precise moment when the incident occurred. Indeed. Myself, I did not. Then why are you here? Alright. I think I got this. Don't worry, Kazuma. I got this. I know what I'm doing. Key to this is using evidence. And I have to make sure that I do, I gotta make sure that I do this correctly. Because this is the first one of the game, and this is very important. Alright, let's do this. Yo, Amadeus! Thank you so much for the host. Hope you're ready for me to lawyer the shit out of these people. Don't worry, Casimir, I got this. Now I really need to return to Ace Attorney after seeing this. It's so good. I'm so happy that this finally came out. Alright. Get your pointing fingers ready. So if we head on over to second to last, it should be right here. I don't think I shot the person in the back because he was shot in the front. And the bullet did not pass through the victim's body.
Yes!
What are you playing at, cadet? What is the meaning of this subordination? Thrusting this wad of papers in my mustache? It's a very fine mustache, sir. Inconsistency, sir. I mean, yes! There's a clear inconsistency here. Test, what nonsense. What can this document possibly tell us that we don't already know? Well, obviously, that, I know what I want to say, but the words just won't come out of my mouth. I think this proves beyond any doubt, Your Excellency, that there is no place for an amateur student here in this grand courtroom. This is so frustrating. Oh, please. Surely this doesn't require an explanation. It couldn't be more plain. To spell it out would be an insult to the court. Tell him, Kazuma! What? What are you talking about? It's apparent from the single glance of this post-mortem report presented by the defense that there's a clear discrepancy here with the sergeant's statement. What? Sergeant Ayisanoza. Yes, sir. What, sir? The statement you just made was this. The black uniformed varsity cadet fired an English civilian, and from the back, the cowardly little weasel. Yes, sir! Affirmative, sir! I witnessed the crime with my own military-grade eyes, sir!
Yes!
But no, that just can't be! And why not, cadet? Because... As is clearly stated in the post-mortem report, fatal hemorrhage from pectoral ballistic trauma, no exit wound, bullet did not pass through body. The photograph print of the victim clearly shows the same thing. The victim, Dr. Wilson, died from a bullet wound to the chest. Sergeant, according to your witness statement, the culprit shot the victim from behind. And that is the obvious discrepancy here. Well, how do you explain it? Excuse me, what is that on your back? What? Excuse me? And niche, the world ends with you, Neo is great, the battle system. Indeed it is. Why is there a child in this courtroom? What was that? Something just popped up from behind his back, but he pushed it down again. Oh my god. Certainly, there is a clear discrepancy with the facts here. Would you not agree, Sergeant Noza? Yes, sir. At this juncture, that would appear to be indisputable. Until the moment I heard the firearm discharge, my eyes were firmly fixed on the delicious La Carnival steak, sir. Natty? The last testimony the court heard was proven one thing beyond all reasonable doubt. This witness, Sergeant Aisa Noza, did not see the defendant firing a gun at all. That's absurd. I think the conclusion we must draw is simple. There is no place for an amateur prosecutor here in this grand courtroom. Oh, shit! Drop it like it's hot. Just go over there and just slap him. It would hurt less. I was wondering about the rapping too, but now it made sense. I thought it was like some weird, I thought it was some like weird military thing. I don't know. There's been a complete turnabout in the mood of this trial just from one little discrepancy. So this is what being an ace attorney is all about. This truly is the ace attorney. But I definitely saw him. That university cadet there, he was pointing the firearm directly at the victim's back.
Yes!
But I never fired the gun. All I did was pick it up from the floor. And you, old man, you didn't see the moment the victim was shot either. I'm hurting from smiling so much. Ah, I'm glad you're enjoying the game. Myself, I have already been quite clear. The gunshot interested me not. I was far too busy on the floor. Oh yes, you were looking for your Koban coin, weren't you? Indeed, the prize Hoei-era Koban. Hunting around under the table, I was, in case mayhap it had fallen there. And then it happened. He did it. He did it, guys. He said the game. Roll the title of the game. Roll credits. You heard the gunshot, you mean? Indeed I did, but I heeded it not, for I was concerned only with finding my absconded Hoei treasure. Nothing could distract me. Out of interest, did you find the coin in the end? No. I see. That lamentable day, the precious Hoei Koban was lost to me. No doubt, some unscrupulous scoundrel pocketed the prized coin for himself. Okay, if anybody supports me on this one, then the game should stand to be just a little louder. I'm seriously into the music here. If you want me to turn it up, I could totally turn it up. Because the music is fantastic. Let me turn it up a little bit. As I'm sure everyone present is aware, this case demands a swift and decisive resolution. Our government has promised to send a full report to Great Britain by telegraph this very afternoon. Jesus Christ, you want this done by afternoon? Just a little bit more. Yo, thank you for making me feel the heat. Oh god. It's covering my face. One of these days it won't cover my face. Nevertheless, the witness testimony the court has heard was inconclusive. No matter how subservient our government feels, it must be to the British. It would be unforgivable to deliver a verdict on this trial right now. What is your position, Prosecutor Aochi? Hush, ha, ha, ha. Worry not, Your Excellency. The defendant may have fled a tiger at the front gate, but he will find a wolf at the back. My witnesses have further testimony to make. About what? Explain. Upon hearing their next statements, it would become abundantly clear that there is only one person who could possibly have committed this despicable crime. The equally despicable defendant, Ryunosuke Naruhodo. What? He really seems to have a despicable opinion of you, doesn't he? Very well, the court invites the witnesses to testify again. You will thoroughly explain the reasoning behind the prosecution's allegation. Is that clear? As clear as Kiriko glass, Your Excellency. Yes, sir! At once, sir! Awaiting signal to testify, sir! Excuse me, but there's something or someone peeking out over your shoulder, I think. Affirmative! The newest member of the Noza family to rise through the ranks, sir. Name? Aido! It would seem those straps are a sign of the sergeant being too strapped to afford a nanny. Aido, tension! Your father is about to quell the enemy! Watch and learn, my boy! I love this dude. Okay, you know what? He's growing on me. Tempted to buy this game right now. Well, I'm going to be doing a full playthrough. But if you want to do the, but if you want to buy it for yourself, absolutely. I would love for people to support this game. Tiger dropped the victory. God, I wish. Google Kiroko Glass, yo, and that's some next level shit? Really? Damn, I feel like I want to... Hang on, let me... I'm going to look it up very, 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 very quickly. I want to look up Kiriko Glass. One sec. I'm curious. We need to spray that spider menace. Kiriko Glass. Let me take a look at this shit. Yo! Oh, it's these types of glasses! Yes! They're very popular with, like, whiskies, whiskey glasses. I remember my grandparents used to have them. Oh, James Jonah Jameson you're talking about. Even if what I saw wasn't a precise moment of the firearm was discharged, it was almost the same thing. Yes, pointing his gun at the foreign man, he was, that young lad in black. That much I myself did see. Furthermore, a visual search of the premises at the time confirmed that we were the only personnel present. Indeed, alone he was, the Englishman, dining all by himself. Therefore, no one other than the black uniformed cadet could have dispatched the Englishman. Over and out. Reminds me of blue and white China. Yes! Every woman over 85 has their own, except his class, so it's cool. Wait, and that's nonsense! The victim, Dr. Wilson, wasn't alone at all! Please, enough of these outbursts already. But there was a woman! There was a young woman at his table! That must have been her! Everyone there must have seen her! Yeah, I will beg my boyfriend. If you call yourself a lawyer, then you will respect the rules of the court and speak accordingly. We will not here listen to your fantasies. It is evident beyond all reasonable doubt that the victim was alone at the time of the incident. The prosecution has photographic evidence of this fact. Is this a photographic print of the scene of the crime, counsel? Indeed, or the table which the victim was dining, taken by an investigator immediately after the incident. As you can plainly see, there is only one place set. Certainly, based on the appearance of this print, it would be reasonable to conclude that the victim was not in company of anyone else. Maybe they weren't hungry! This doesn't make any sense. The court will add this new photographic evidence to the record. Funnel of carbonated water. And steak lunch can be seen at the victim's table. Did they have carbonated water in the 1800s? In Japan? I don't understand. What's going on here? It's just not possible that nobody else saw that woman. The waiter before said the same thing. He maintains that Dr. Wilson came to the restaurant alone as well. But that's not true! I saw her! I swear that I saw a woman with him! It would seem that we'll be able to telegraph the report to Great Britain on time after all. The witness testimonies we have just heard leave no further room for doubt, even though that one of them was totally proven wrong before. These are very sensitive political times, as we all know. The ink is still fresh on the treaty with Great Britain. To think that I, Taketsuchi Aoichi, will have to contribute to the amity of these two great empires is an honor. Oh, Ryunosuke. How could this be happening? The judge is ready to rule. Stand tall, Ryunosuke. It's not over yet. What? If what you say is true, then there's something going on here behind the scenes. And now is your chance to expose it, to draw out the truth in your cross-examination. I don't know, Kazuma. There are naturally occurring carbonated water sources too. Really? Carbonated water has been mass-produced since 1781. When does this take place? 1800s, I think. So yeah, no, that would have been super legit then. The defense is entitled to cross-examine the witnesses, but make it quick, understood? Test. Rules can be so unbending at times. Damn. Well, I'm gonna make you go ouchie, owie-chie. Alright. Give it to me straight, Commander, Private, whatever your rank is. No, it's not the same thing at all. For a start, I didn't fire that gun. We have a difference of opinion on that. The opinion of a uniformed officer versus that of a fledgling cadet. I don't think so. Consider this, defendant. Just a moment ago, I blinked. Did you? Did you see it? Did you see me blink? How could I? And yet, it is an undeniable fact that I blinked. So, there you have it. Have what? Attention! The sound of the firearm rang in my ears, and the very next moment, I saw you waving the gun at the Englishman. I think that says it all, don't you? And let us not forget that the antique dealer witnessed the accused in this most incriminating position as well. Isn't that so, Korakuda-san? Freaking General. General Gnosis. He has the biggest noses.
Yes!
Yes, it may be true, but I was holding the gun at that point in time. I told you already, that's only because I picked it up off the floor. Well, obviously, as the culprit, that's the only way you could explain it away. I just finished drinking my coffee and I was about to leave the restaurant when I noticed a gun on the floor at Dr. Wilson's feet, so I picked it up. And at exactly that moment, bang! Gunshot rang in my ears. Full of events beyond our control, life is. Sorry? What do you mean? In your case, you found a pistol on the floor and picked it up, which precipitated this testing predicament. Whereas, conversely, I failed to pick up the Koban from the floor and find myself in an equally testing predicament as a result. Anyway, the fact remains, I did see you. With pistol in hand, standing over the foreigner. Which is, in all accountabilities, very bad for me.
Yes!
You must have noticed someone else at Dr. Wilson's table. There was a lady there.
Objection!
Stop objecting me. I've still yet to do an actual objection yet. As you have been at pains to come out and time again, I feel I'm growing a callus in my ear. And yet, no one else appears to have caught even a glimpse of this woman. Only there'd been more people dining there at the time, then someone else would have noticed her. Unfortunately, it was already past 2 p.m. when it happened. The quiet time between lunch and dinner in any restaurant. I know, of course the place was almost empty. That's what you'd expect. Certainly, 2 p.m. is neither here nor there in terms of a time to eat. I wonder if there was a reason why the victim was eating at that time of day, and why he was alone. Yes, Your Excellency, there was indeed a reason. There was? This was found in the victim's jacket pocket. What does that counsel? It is a medical report card, Your Excellency. It would seem that the victim had an appointment at a clinic prior to visiting the restaurant. Potter. Oh my god! Ah! Why is he here? Potter Clinic. Yes, there would indeed appear to be an entry for that date in question. Withholding no evidence? Look, it's Ace Attorney, get used to it, it happens a lot. 19th November, noon to past 1 p.m. The very day of the incident. So, the victim went for a late lunch following his appointment. The explanation couldn't be more simple. Is it that doctor? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. His ancestor, who apparently was also in Japan. The prosecution felt no need to submit his evidence before, as it really has no bearing on the case. I wonder, what do you think, Ryunosuke? Well, it's hard to see how it could be related, really. Remember, you request for it to be entered in the court record as evidence if you think it could be useful. I think it will be useful. Submit it, please.
Yes!
Yes! Hi! If I may, I'd like to ask for that medical report card to be submitted as evidence, Your Excellency. On what grounds? The court has already heard conclusive witness testimony. Additional evidence would be extraneous. Not to mention that the victim's movements prior to his arrival at the restaurant are of no concern.
Objection!
Whether or not they are not of concern is up for us to decide. We have a right to explore all possible avenues. I beg your pardon. You have no authority to refuse a perfectly valid request for the submission of evidence. Very well. The court will grant the defense's request. Youngsters these days are forever asserting their rights. It's a most disturbing trend. Back in my day, we would whip all of our boys and they would not be allowed to complain in the slightest. God. And then before then, we were allowed to cut them down at sword point. Huh. Honestly, this country... My guess was a woman and a butler was the companion. I'm not sure about that. We'll see. I think I need more I need more info. That's what I need right now. I need more info on this case. Officer, kindly add the victim's medical report card to the court record. And also add that that guy is a dick. What we need right now is new clues. We have to explore things from every possible angle, even if they don't seem relevant at first. Right, I hear you. You can conspire to prolong this trial as much as you like, but it's the day after the festival ready for you. Or perhaps you'd forgotten that these witness testimonies leave no room for doubt. Feel free to reiterate for the accused, Korikuda-san. Indeed, alone he was.
Yes!
I need more info. So, you actually saw that with your own eyes, did you? The victim, Dr. Wilson, dining, alone. That I did. Forgive me for the position I place you in. Quote from the quote book? Oh, hell yeah. Give me a good quote for this current predicament that I can scream at this old man. I am convinced that he, God, does not play dice. Albert Einstein. Apparently. So, the testimonies of the old man, the soldier, and the waiter all agree on that point. Isn't that interesting? Press X to tell. And let us not forget the incontestable evidence we have to support their statements as well. I disagree with that, Einstein. As can clearly be seen, there is only a single beef steak on the victim's table, a meal for one. No. The antique dealer, the sergeant, and the waiter who testified before. It's not impossible that they're all lying. But if so, then why? If I'm perfectly honest, I have absolutely no idea. My desire for steak is ever growing. Well, my desire to... Alright, yes! Last one to press. Let's see. Why aren't you telling the truth? What? What did you say, cadet? I clearly remember. There was a woman sitting across the table from the professor. Perhaps one of you might not have noticed. But for both of you to have failed to see the professor's dining companion, it's just not possible. Unfortunately for you, Defendant Naruhodo, it's not just a case of these two witnesses alone. Sorry? The waiter, whose testimony the court heard earlier, has clearly stated the same thing. He also said the victim was alone. Ah, that's right. Precisely, in other words, you are the sole proponent of this phantom lady. But I... If such a woman were indeed present at the scene, the prosecution demands to see proof. Damn it, stupid burden of proof. And if no such proof exists, the prosecution demands that no further mention of this phantom woman be made. It is as blatant a waste of the court's time. There's nothing I can say to that. Yo, Kazuma, what you got? Excellent work, Ryunosuke. We've gleaned some new information now. Well, yes, but I don't feel like it changes much. Can't see that it brings any real discrepancies to light. I wouldn't be so sure. Let's see what the medical report cards... Yes, I need to see it. Oh, you mean this? Yes. This is a brand new piece of evidence, so perhaps we should examine it in a little more detail. How exactly? You notice that some pieces of evidence bear a magnifying glass. These are ones that you may examine. Press X, and you can take a closer look at the piece in question. Use... Oh god. Right. And examine it with the power of 3D. And then use that to move it around. Yep, just like previous games. This is why in a game like this, I need help voicing these characters. I hope you're enjoying my voices so far at the very least. Yeah, it hurts like a mother fricker, I'm pretty sure an eye down, and that I'm pretty much an eye down, and that annoys me because I can't play Tekken 7 atoned 100%. Aw, damn. I'm sorry to hear that, Helsing. I hope it gets better soon. I'm loving the voices. Aw, thank you. Okay. So, partner, I think you should take a closer look at this medical report card. See if there isn't something new to be learned by examining it in more detail. Alright, I'll see what I can do. I need to use the right, and the left, and X. Alright. Medical report card required for every visit. Can't find anything out of place. Name, Mr. John Wilson, Hodder Clinic. What about on the back? Dentist. It was dental. What about this right here? Let's see. Let's have a look. Some kind of medical history. Ah, there's an entry for the day the professor was killed. Extraction of molar with topical anesthesia. Extraction of molar? You mean he had a tooth taken out? It would seem so. Just before the incident, he'd had a bad tooth removed. Perhaps they used laughing gas. That's the most modern practice in the West for pain relief. Yes, I've heard of this anesthesia. Although it's hard to believe there's anything that can actually stop you feeling pain. Ah, there's a cautionary note from the medical practitioner as well. Strictly no food or drink besides water for 3 hours post-procedure. Until anesthetic effects have passed. What, really? Sounds like information worth bearing in mind. With this new information, the meaning of that one particular statement totally changes. So I think it's time we listen to the testimony again, don't you? The thick plottons. Alright. When he was guarded for a man, he was back. It's not that one. When there was only one person present. Indeed. Dining by himself. I think not, old man.
Yes!
Hey! Well, I think, that is to say, What about, what you red wittering, lad? Call yourself a lawyer? I wish I could. But first and foremost here, I'm the accused. Ryunosuke. Everyone stumbles on their words occasionally. Under the circumstances, I wouldn't worry about it. Thanks, Kazuma. I could see it quite clearly in that cross-examination you just carried out. When you raised your hand straight up like that, so purposefully. You knew exactly what it was you wanted to say. Don't feel like you have to choose your words carefully. Just say what you're thinking. Alright. Thanks for the advice. Deep breaths. Rakuda-san, this is a medical report card belonging to the victim. Ah, I see. And I don't see. What of it, boy? Comparing what is written on this report card with your witness statement. Something clearly doesn't add up.
Objection!
Dear me, have you forgotten my words so soon, you amateur? Sorry, what? You are not to interrupt court proceedings with your amateurish drivel. But... Let's see if I can explain it in words you might understand. It was after 2 p.m. in the afternoon when the victim was murdered at the restaurant. Whatever he may or may not have done before that time is completely irrelevant. But that's, Remember, Ryunosuke, you don't have to use clever language or fancy words. Just make your point. This is a jerk. He sure is. Your Excellency, I believe we're finished here. There is surely no need to prolong the trial further. My day was sad, although I already a former drummer of my favorite. Yes, I think I've heard about this. I think I literally heard about it before I started streaming, in fact. Don't worry, just remember the happiness that he gave you, you know? It's okay. Don't worry, Amadeus. Now let's get this bitch. That fan, my god, I want it. I still want to know what the kanji in the middle is. The witness testimonies the court has heard have been clear and concise, except when they totally weren't. This medical report has no bearing on the matter at all, for that simple reason that there is no one else besides this pale-faced pupil who could possibly... This medical report card has nothing to do with the case. Do you really believe that? What? That outburst, how petrified we, boy. Of course I believe it. How could it possibly be relevant? Perhaps because Hodder Clinic, which issued the report card, is a dental clinic. A dental clinic? Is that supposed to mean something to me? Perhaps if I told you that the victim had just had a tooth extracted. What's this now? And furthermore, if I told you that as a result, the victim had been forbidden from eating. Just what are you trying to say, cadet? What I literally just said. He had orders not to eat, so what? It's all written up in here. No food or drink other than water for 3 hours post-procedure while anesthesia wears off. What? No, that can't be. Karakuda-san. What, boy? What? As you just heard, when he was killed, sometime shortly after 2 p.m., the victim couldn't have been eating anything at all. No, additionally, there's more? You have assured the court with unwavering self-confidence that the victim was dining alone. But that cannot possibly be the case! Because the victim, as we now know, had just had one of his teeth extracted and was still experiencing the effects of the anesthesic! Expertly done, partner. God, this is a good objection theme. What is this nonsense, you little upstart? We already told you with Mac the kanji is sin, guilt. Sorry, I think I completely missed it. Sin, guilt, thank you. Was in his game, it's understandable. I'm sorry I get invested, I'm sorry. I'm getting called out for getting into the game I'm playing. What is this nonsense, you little upstart? These are baseless accusations. Just look at this photographic evidence. You can clearly see the plate of food at the victim's table. Use your head. That's the very discrepancy we're talking about. Or can't you follow the logic? How? How dare you? I think it's fair to say that the tables in this restaurant case have turned. Wouldn't you agree, Ryonosuke? Yes, most definitely. So having just undergone some dental surgery, the victim was unable to eat. Which leaves one very crucial conundrum. Who in fact was eating the pictured beef steak? The court will hear the opinion of the defense on the new puzzle. I assume you are ready, counsel. Counsel? Oh, that means me, doesn't it? Alright, the answer to this question is going to be pivotal. This is the start of you turning this trial around. Show them what you are made of! Got it. So, the person eating the steak at the victim table must have been... It was me! I ordered the steak! But no. It was an as yet unknown third party. It was me, Austin! Oh, son of a bitch! It was me all along, Austin! I love how Ryu's eyes keep darting back and forth. Yeah, same, honestly. He did the slam right this time! Ah, he's growing! We'll call it out for asking your question, not noticing it was answered a long time ago. I'm sorry, okay? Chat moves fast. God damn it. Obviously, It can only have been someone else who was sitting at the professor's table.
Objection!
You will not let this go, will you? There was no such person.
Yes!
There was, because I saw her! When the incident occurred, we know that the victim couldn't have been eating anything, yet we have evidence of half-eaten steak on his table. Therefore, the only logical conclusion is that there was somebody else there eating it. Arrgh. We have strong evidence to support our assertion. It's clear that these witness testimonies are unreliable. If the court decides to push through a ruling at this stage, we will lodge a formal complaint with the Ministry of Justice and pursue a fair retrial, relentlessly. Kazuma, are you insane? You would take on the government? Don't worry, Counsel. I have no issue with you. What do you mean? I have issue with them! Those two witnesses in the stand. What? What are you talking about? We have demonstrated with evidence that the victim was not alone. So, if that now turns out that the two of you deliberately lied when you give your testimonies, obviously, you will be charged with perjury. Perjury? And, since this is a murder trial, you will also be deemed complicit in the killing. Complicit in murder? No! Hold it! Negative! There was no mention of this in the tactical meeting. I was just following orders. That's right, as the man says. Just say you never saw the gentlewoman. That's what they, told us. Oh. What? What did you just say? Korakuda-san? Oh, no, You were just following orders? Now, hold on, lad. I was, Say you never saw the gentlewoman. When you say gentlewoman, do you mean you saw the victim with a lady from overseas? What?
Objection!
What is the meaning of all of this? These witnesses gave false statements? Is this true, you pair? Wait, he didn't know? Just one simple slip of the tongue! Oh, the thick plottons! Order! Counsel, explain what is going on here! It's painfully clear now. You tried to prevent these witnesses from telling the truth! Absolutely not. The prosecution knows nothing of this. Okay, still needs practice. Then, who's behind this? Who tried to keep your mouth shut? Well, that's classified! So you're prepared to be tried as a conspirator to this murder, are you? You weren't! This can't be happening! Ryunosuke, judging from the way they're reacting to this, I'd say they were sworn to silence by someone with considerable influence. However, I don't believe Aochi had any idea about it. What are you saying? I mean, to wield that kind of influence, there are only a handful of possibilities. It could have only been the government, the military, or the police, I suppose. Well, any ideas about who might be behind this? If we can affirm who tried to silence the witnesses, then we can continue our pursuit. So we need to name whoever it was that tried to make the witnesses keep their mouths shut? Of course, we'll need evidence before we make any firm accusations. Evidence that proves whoever it was really did wield this or her power here. But how? How can we possibly? Remember how we made progress before? Before? We examined this piece of evidence in more detail and found a new clue as a result. Oh, yes, that's right. Well, that's not the only piece of evidence we have, is it? We need to re-examine everything and make sure there's nothing we've missed. There's no time to lose. I know exactly what I'm going to look at then. The back of this guy's business card. Chief Inspector Satoru Hosonaga, Primary Criminal Investigation Division. Chat? Looks like someone screwed up. I want answers. It's proof that these witnesses have been manipulated. I assure you the penalty will be severe. Please, wait, Your Excellency. I had no idea about any of this, I swear to every Shinto god. That's a lot of Shinto gods, holy shit. With the power of the DS/3DS, we can investigate items further, even though I'm playing this on the PlayStation 5. I knew nothing. And what does the defense have to say about all this? Well, Your Excellency. No time to think. I'm just gonna have to close my eyes and shout out the first name that comes to my head. Besides the prosecution, the only person with the necessary influence to manipulate witnesses is... Satoru Hosonaga.
Yes!
Well, surely that would be... Satoru Hosonaga-san! Hosonaga-san? The waiter who took the stand earlier?
Objection!
Poppycock! I know it was originally a 3DS game, but I'm currently playing it on a PS5. That's all I'm saying. What possible reason would the waiter have to make these witnesses give false testimony? Not to mention the fact that even a head waiter could not possibly have that level of influence. For once, I would agree with you. If, that is, the man truly were a waiter. Oh, what? If he truly were... Come on, Ryunosuke. Time to hit this court with the truth. The truth about Satoru Hosonaga-san's real identity is proven with this evidence. I'm not sure what this is supposed to prove, Counsel. I think, Your Excellency, that what this proves is not the true nature of the waiter, but the true nature of the accused. Sorry? A blackguard who would stoop to presenting irrelevant evidence to incriminate an innocent man. That is the true nature of this rookie. I didn't examine it. I didn't examine it, which means that it didn't count. Okay, let me do this. So it actually updates. Well, that's unexpected. What is? Look, do you see it says the witness's name here? Satoru Hosonaga. Well, yes, business cards do tend to do that. God damn it. Note to self, examine before presenting. Chief Inspector Satoru Hosonaga, Primary Criminal Investigation Division, Imperial Police Bureau. That's what you get for skipping steps, I guess so. This always happens when I play these games. I get too excited to prove my point, and I just end up skipping some steps and it causes problems. There we go, now it's actually updated. Yeah, I deserve that bonk, thank you. Oh, shit. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. Examine before presenting. Noted. Funnily enough, very important. Alright, sorry, I updated my, testimony and my, my court record now.
Yes!
There you go. The plan of the restaurant sketched by the man in question? I agree it shows a great deal of attention to detail, but I'm not sure that we can conclude anything. Sorry, Your Excellency, that's the back of the card. It's the back of the card that's of interest. So, the front. I beg your pardon? Or, perhaps I should have said the front. Yes! It's the front of the back of the card. That's where the telling detail is. I'm gonna take a sip. Thank you for the care package. Let me just slam my gavel. Oh god, I can't slam my gavel. Damn it. That's fine. Would somebody please explain what this overexcited student is trying to say? It's me, I'm overexcited. Hosonaga-san sketched a plan of the restaurant on the reverse side of this business card. The front of that business card reveals the man in the question's profession, his true profession. The waiter's profession? But that's surely... Good gracious! That's right, Your Excellency. The card reads, Chief Inspector, Primary and Criminal Investigation Division, Imperial Police Bureau. What? The waiter is a police detective? I haven't heard any mention of this before. Why, haven't I heard any mention of this before? The Imperial Police Bureau has immense power. Absolute power as far as regular civilians are concerned. So, witnesses there in the stand. Was it in fact the waiter who gave you your orders? Was it he who told you not to mention that you'd seen this foreign gentlewoman at the scene? Well... Oh, if it isn't the man of the hour himself. Inspector Hosonaga! I was worried something like this may happen. The moment you asked me to submit my sketch as evidence, I realized it was a possibility. The court will take this plan- Oh, wait, I know, I can finally do it! Flashback time! One sec. Okay, I hope this doesn't burst eardrums. Ah, the music's so good as well! Finally, a game where I can actually use my flashback timings! Coffee! Thank you so much for the raid. You've come in with some hotness right now. We were in the middle of a murder trial and freaking things are heating up. I'm about to do a flashback. If I could actually get my program to open properly. Oh my god, please show. There we go. Thank you so much for the raid, though. We're in the... Oh, goddammit. I'm currently muted. Okay, it should be fine now. There we go. Sorry, it was just opening up the program. So for some reason, it muted during that time. No, I was just saying, play more The Sims 4 Coffee? I hope it went well. But yeah, things are reheating up. We're in the middle of a murder trial. It's going to be a bit... I can finally use my flashback voice. I've been waiting so long to use this. I just hope it isn't too, I just hope it isn't too loud. In fact, let me turn it back. Let me turn it down a bit. The court will now take this plan and add it to the court record as evidence. Well. Is there a problem? Hand the plan to the court officer at once. Of course. Here you are. It worked! Yes! I remember now! He did act strangely when the judge asked him to hand over his business card. I strive to carry out all investigations flawlessly. It's my guiding principle. But I let myself be distracted when I made that sketch. It was an unusually careless mistake. So, you mean to say, you really are a detective? But why would a detective be working as a restaurant waiter? Of course! Your salary must be terrible! I was working undercover, you ignorant buffoon. Undercover? Yes, there have been a series of incidents at the restaurant recently. In order to investigate, I decided to get a job there as a waiter working undercover. His eyes looking stupid. Incidents at the restaurant. What kind of incidents? Oh, by the way, for everyone that came in from Coffee Stream, hello, I'm Phil the Niche. I play the Niche video games. I'm currently playing Niche video game, which is Great Ace Attorney. I've been waiting for this game for 8 years for it to come over to the West. I'm finally getting to play it, and I'm super into it right now. I love this series so much. I'm so happy I get to play this on camera now. This is just the first case as well. That would be classified police information, which I am not at liberty to divulge. However, I can state categorically that they are unrelated to this case of homicide. 8 year to bypass copyright? Yeah, by completely just changing the character's name. Very well then. Inspector Hosonaga, but you will elaborate on one point for the court. Of course, Your Excellency. We have just heard new information from the 2 witnesses beside you. That at the time of the shooting, there was in fact another person present at the victim's table. If that is indeed true, clearly you would have also been aware of this person's presence, having served at the table in question. However, your testimony did not allude to this other diner. Therefore, I am led to assume that in your professional capacity as a police officer, you required these witnesses to be in agreement. Would that be correct? Correct, Your Excellency. Unbelievable! As I suspected. As soon as I heard the gunshot, I ran out of the kitchen to see what had happened. The victim sat slumped in his chair, and beside him, gun in hand, stood the accused student. Sitting opposite the victim at the same table was a young lady, whom I guessed to be an English woman. So the truth comes out. I immediately sealed off the restaurant and reported the incident to the Bureau. It was then that I received some special orders. Special orders? You mean to say... Remove the Englishwoman from the scene at once. It was made clear that the Englishwoman's presence at the restaurants was to be concealed. Those were my orders. But what if this Englishwoman was the killer? I think it would be in everyone's best interest not to pursue that idea. The Empire views the friendly terms of its relationship with Britain more highly than anything at the moment. An Englishman has been murdered on our soil. To name an English woman as the primary suspect, well, without irrefutable evidence, that would be completely out of the question. So that's the reason for the disappearance of the Phantom Woman in this case. But it's not right! It all comes down to politics. The baby sleeping on that other person's shoulder. Hey, he's just trying to be a good dad, you know? Taking him into a private military government courtroom trial. One possibility does spring to mind. What do you mean, Kazuma? Yume University is currently hosting a number of exchange students from Great Britain. And I'm fairly certain that one of them, studying in the medical faculty's research laboratory, is a young Englishwoman. What? You're a shrewd man. I can see why you're the chosen candidate for the overseas study tour. You mean? When I removed the woman from the scene of the crime, I thought it prudent to check her identity first. Then the court demands that you name the lady in question at once, Inspector. The Englishwoman sitting at the university professor's table was a certain Miss Jezail Brett. She is indeed a foreign student studying in research laboratory of Yume University's medical faculty. What is happening here? I admit that under orders from the police bureau, I erased all evidence of this lady's presence at the scene. and ordered these witnesses to make no mention of her in their testimonies. It must now be up to your excellency to decide how to deal with this situation. To be fair, Soldier Dude could afford a sitter. That is also very true and very sad. Look, he's trying to be the best dad he can, okay? He wants to always be there. That's a pun on Jeremy Brett, the best actor to ever play Sherlock Holmes. Ah, that's good. Very well. My thoughts on the matter are as follows. Thus far, the case presented to the court has been underpinned by a particularly critical premise. Namely, that the victim was dining alone. However, as we have now discovered that this premise is false, it would be a desecration of our justice system to ignore the truth and give a ruling at this point. But, Your Excellency, that would mean missing the noon deadline of a ruling in order to send the telegraphic report to Great Britain. Our own government will surely be very displeased by such actions. Calm yourself, Counsel. I will not allow the government of our country or any other influence of the proceedings of my court. Yeah, tell him, Judge! Inspector Hosonaga. Yes, sir. You will locate this Jezile Brett and escort her to the courtroom with the utmost urgency. This case got me hooked more now. It's fucking heating up. I'm getting into this. I'm gonna do it, chat. At once, Your Excellency. But that means you'll be going against the special orders you were given from the police bureau. As I said before, it is my guiding principle to carry out all investigations flawlessly. So it won't be a problem? Nothing will get in my way. Yo, he kinda cool though. If she looks anything like Brett, I'm probably leaving this mortal coil and ascending to heaven at once. Court will adjourn briefly. The prosecution must call the English student, Jezile Brett, to the witness stand. Do I make myself clear? Yes. Your Excellency! He cool, but he might die? That'll make him cool. No, it won't. That'll be sad. Good. And we have a 30-minute recess before reconvening. Oh my god, chat. Everyone take breathers. To be continued right away. Yes, please let me save. See you guys. No, we're going. We're continuing. November, 11:38 a.m. Supreme Court of Judicature, Defendants, Antechamber 5. Excellent work, Ryunosuke. That was superb. My heart was in my mouth the entire time. It was almost unbelievable. I mean, looking at you in there. You were drenched in sweat, your eyes popping, your knees knocking, and you were grinding your teeth. It was a grim sight, but before I knew it, you started finding inconsistencies in the testimonies. I think you might have a natural talent for being a lawyer. Forget it, it's terrifying. If I get through this, I don't ever want to see the inside of a courtroom ever again. Well, I'm sorry, Ryunosuke, but we've got like 9 cases after this, so yeah, you're gonna continue. Anyway, it looks like we've exposed your Phantom Lady at last. Miss Jezile Brett, a student from Great Britain, is she? That's what I was trying to tell everyone from the start. Dr. Wilson wasn't alone. There was a young woman with him, like I've been saying all along. Yes, you have, haven't you? I might not be overly confident in the courtroom, but my powers of observation are the one thing I am sure of. Yes, I can see that. So, about this young gentlewoman. Thanks to our detective friend, she was hastily escorted away from the scene, it seems. Did you see what happened with that? No, I didn't see any of it. I was just on my way out of the restaurant myself. Then, on the floor next to the Dr. Wilson's table, I noticed there was a gun lying on the floor. And just after I bent down and picked it up, bang, 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 pull my devil trigger. I didn't have time to think about where the sound of the gunshot had come from. The waiter ran over to me, looking as white as a sheet, and he bundled me into some sort of small pantry next to the kitchen. Fast thinking by the detective, he apprehended his suspect without a moment's delay. Yes, and because I was shut in the pantry, I have no idea what happened outside in the dining area. There you are. Well done, both of you. Ah, old man. If she dressed like Sherlock Holmes, I would die happy. Professor Mikotoba. Well, it seems I was right. The pair of you make an outstanding team. You've exceeded my expectations, I have to say. Yes, it seems you planned this from the start. You arranged things so that I wouldn't be able to act as a lawyer in this trial. Our modern country is still in its infancy. Our justice system, even more so. Which is why I firmly believe that we need to send our brightest young stars overseas to learn all they can. I wanted to avoid a situation that may have resulted in your study tour to Great Britain being cancelled. Well, it makes no difference. Lawyer or otherwise, if I'm the kind of man who can't help his best friend avert the worst crisis of his life, I shouldn't waste everyone's time by going to study overseas anyway. What? What are you saying, Kazuma? Call him old man. Future is now. The future of the judicial system is now, old man. Ay. He is kind of responsible for all of the struggles we're going through. That is very true. So, that's your stance. I was afraid you'd feel that way. Kazuma! Well then, it looks like it all comes down to you, young man. To me? Yes, you need to prove your innocence and uncover what really took place in that restaurant. I must say, I very much want to know the truth. After all, I have a personal connection to this case. And to think of it, he said the same thing earlier this morning, didn't he? If you don't mind me asking, Professor, did you know the victim? Yes, I did. As you're probably aware, Dr. John H. Wilson was a visiting professor at UMA. And it was I who invited him. Oh, I see. I didn't know that before. Anyway, you're about to go into battle. The victim was a university professor from Great Britain, and a well-known one at that. Naturally, our government is looking to identify and punish the culprit as quickly as possible. But let's not forget who we're going up against. The gentlewoman whose involvement our police bureau went to extraordinary lengths to hide. I'm so curious what this lady's gonna look like. Yes, and I'm sure the prosecution will be using every tool at their disposal to quash your case. But I've no doubt that you pair will put up a good fight, right to the last. Best of luck. Thank you. Arigato gozaimasu. Now then. I need you to run an errand at the university at once. There's something I think we may need. Of course. Good luck, Kazuma-sama. Pretty lady. Defendant Naruhodo. Court recess is over. Please make your way back inside the courtroom at once. It's time. Let's get back to it, partner. Let's go in there and deal a decisive blow. Before these old fossils know what hits them. Yo, Kazuma, you theme pretty good though, I'm not gonna lie. I cannot with the bailiffs. Kazuma? What? Thank you. Really. What for? Well, if you hadn't said you believed me, then I'm fairly sure I'd already been found guilty by now. Look, I have faith in you. As a lawyer, and as a friend. Coming from you, that means a lot. And soon as your lover. If I'm found guilty in this trial, he's really going to give up on his dream of studying abroad. That's the kind of true friend he is. So this isn't just my battle anymore. Why is your headman bellowing the breeze inside of the building? Whoever we're up against, we absolutely cannot afford to lose. Or they walking. Lover? What? Yeah, don't worry about it. Look, they're just good friends, chat. They're just good friends. Very good friends. The best of friends. Maybe a little bit too much, though. Anyway. Alright, then. I'll save the thank yous for after the trial. Alright, lady. You can treat me as one of those sukiyaki meals I liked from You-Made Cafeteria on University Street. With an extra large portion, of course. They are best friends, as stated in the game. Absolutely. Alright, lady. The court hereby resumes the trial of Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Prosecutor Aochi, have you managed to subpoena the witness? Yes, Your Excellency, against all odds. And thanks to a certain young stripling, the prosecution is now under rather painful scrutiny from the government. Well, that's your fault. Don't be sorry, Ryunosuke! Sorry. Let the government scrutinize. That's their job. It's nothing to worry about. Proceeds to sing the fun song. F is for friends who do stuff together. U is for you and me. N is for anywhere and anytime and all down in the court system. It's highly unlikely that the good relations we've forged with Great Britain will emerge from this trial unscathed. Will you still think it's nothing to worry about when the new treaty breaks down and our nation founders? It's a single freaking court case, dude. Again, terribly sorry. Whoops, I started a war between our countries, my bad. If the friendship between our nations is really so fragile, then the treaty isn't worth the paper it's written on. Damn, Kazuma spinning those facts, though. You really have nothing to worry about, Ryunosuke. What do you mean? A secret trial, anxiety over some foreign government's opinions, a bundled investigation, missing witnesses. Is this what our nation's justice system is? Is this the Supreme Court of Japan or of England? Shut up, you jumped up rookie boy. You and your friend know nothing of the situation our nation finds itself in. By aligning ourselves with this great world power, we'll become strong. Diplomacy has never been more critical. Steady political maneuvering is what will secure our futures. Yeah, but none of it takes away mine. I won't deny that I'm no expert. I'm just a student, and one that could arguably study harder too. But standing here now in our Supreme Court, there is one thing that I feel very strongly. A country that fails to uphold the truth in its justice system is a country with no future at all. Well said, Ryunosuke, despite the wide-eyed look of terror. You little brats! Shut up, man. Aochi is the king of comeback and good points. Yeah, well, I just slam-dumped his points into the ground. The court is the pinnacle of our nation's justice system, and exists solely for the pursuance of truth. With that in mind, this trial will now resume with the next witness taking the stand. The visiting student from Great Britain, Miss Jezile Brett. Alright, here we go. Your Excellency! I slammed desk with my hands. You slammed your desk with your forehead. Oh, here we go. That's, quite the hat you have there, ma'am. Well, what a delight it is to welcome such a fine gentlewoman to Japan and from such a distant land. Tea. Someone bring English tea. In England, no discussions take place without tea. I mean, not wrong? Is that true? No idea. May I take a gander at you? So, could we possibly trouble you to state your name and occupation for the court? Of course. My name is Satoru Hosonaga. I have been working undercover as the head waiter at Le Carnival at the... Yes, we know all about you already. Inspector Hosonaga, where are your manners? In England, it's always ladies first. Is that true? No idea. More importantly, a little earlier today you said something to me. You said your powers of observation are the one thing you're sure of. Yes, I think I did, didn't I? Yet your description for this amazing sight was simply a woman. Sorry, Ryunosuke, but powers of observation aside, your powers of description are sorely lacking. Yeah, guilty. Tilda! Wow, this game looks beautiful. I think I need this game in my life. I think it's super good. Yo, we're in the middle of a murder trial right now, Tilda. Things are heating up. We got a woman that suddenly came out and appeared and... Not came out in that way, but you know what I mean. So, dear lady, once again, if we may trouble you for your name and occupation, please. Also, you just missed the tea joke as well. I'm really sad about that. English always have tea. Okay. Scribble, 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 scribble. Oh my, how modern. I'm terribly sorry, dear lady, but... What? Nanny? Don't I recognize it? No! Oh, she's speaking posh. Scribble, 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 scribble. Scribble, 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 scribble. The lady says her name is Giselle Brett. She comes from London, England. She's a visiting research student currently enrolled in UMay University's medical faculty. Oh my, what a rare treat to hear the dulcet tones of the delightful language of the British people. You fucking what, mate? Yeah, what she was actually saying is, I'll fight your man behind the KFC. I swear on me, Nan. Come on. Bring it behind the Tesco's. I'll beat your face in. Oh, God. I'm afraid I don't understand a word you said, but it was as beautiful as a hummingbird song. As far as I can tell. The detective is translating her words faithfully enough. Yes, I agree. Kiss the car part now, mate. Yeah, bruh. Come on, 1v1 me and FIFA, innit? Haha, you're obviously too fine in England, Kazuma. English doesn't rattle you at all, does it? Nor you. You've clearly been paying attention in your English classes, Ryunosuke. The court thanks the beautiful lady for taking the stand. Now, if we may trouble you to confirm something, Miss Brett. 3 days ago, at the restaurant called Le Carnival, a grim murder took place. The court has been led to believe that you were dining there with the victim, Dr. Wilson, at the time. Is that correct? Yo, yeah, he swears on your nan. He's gonna fight you behind this courtroom like Jesus. Like, it's gonna be 1v1, it's gonna be pretty sick, bruv. I'll fucking own him, mate. I'll shank him before he knows what hits him. She says yes. This could take some time. So even though she's studying here in Japan, she can't speak any Japanese. Oh my! Oh, she didn't, no. She'd like to apologize for disappearing from the scene. She says that she was due to make a presentation at the university, so she had to leave immediately. Interesting. When you're the one who engineered her escape. She called your mother a cow. I was just following special orders from the Bureau. Well now, dear lady, would you be so kind as to cast your eyes over this photographic print? Sit, bruv. Thank you for the translation, British, you say. She can't just hear anything because she's got that stupid hat and hairstyle covering her ears. Well, she's trying to make a statement. She does look beautiful. I'm sure she would look even better without the swan on her head. Like, did she kill it and stuff it herself? Or did she get one of her manservants to do it for her? Seeing as you were so unfortunately present at the scene of the crime, could it be that your resplendent eyes caught sight of the wicked perpetrator, perhaps? Yeah, why is that guy talking to me? He sounds like a fucking cow. Yeah, I know, right? He's a bit of an ass. Anyway, apparently it was very frightening and sorrowful sight. It's well known that us Brits wear swans on our hats. Yeah, and everyone wears tweed. Do you mean to say? Yes, it would appear that the lady did witness the crime. The very moment when the accused, standing right there in this courtroom, shot the victim in cold blood. What? Me? Nani? She makes me want to dress like her, but in black and red? Ooh, that would look nice. But consider tweed swans? No, what? That's some next level British shit. We're not ready for that. Order in the court. Order, chat. Don't make me bonk you. Don't make me bonk you, chat. I will bonk you. Did you hear that, Your Excellency? Here we have an absolutely conclusive witness statement. Why isn't my bonk? Okay, there it is. I was about to say, bonks are taking a while. Bonk. Ow. Well, it looked like it's clear now. Clear who our real enemy is. Britain. I knew it. Those ungrateful fucks. Takes a Brit to know that a Brit's the true enemy. Unfortunately, I will have to ask you to formally testify, if you please. That is the wrong voice. Kindly tell the court the exact nature of this frightening and sorrowful sight that you described. I'm sorry, I wanted to try and, replicate the demeanor of the detective. Also, a quote from the quote book? Cool. Let's see what we got. Anything about swans? Let's try here. The height of cleverness is to conceal it. Dot de la Rochefoucauld. I'm not even gonna try and pronounce that name again. But that being said, pretty actually apparent quote for this moment in time. I had arranged to meet for a slightly late luncheon with Dr. Wilson that day. The professor was unable to eat, so I ordered for myself only a beefsteak. Oh my, really? Oh, scandalous. After a while, the accused came over to greet the professor and they got into a fierce argument. Then, not long afterwards, the accused took the professor's gun and shot him right before my eyes. I call bullshit. I don't carry a gun myself, so obviously I couldn't have been the culprit. Lady, you could have easily hidden a gun in that swan hat of yours.
Yes!
You could hide another person in that hat. No, I didn't have any kind of argument with the professor at all.
Objection!
Quiet, you filthy wretch. Look at you, you black-hearted blackguard, and look at this snow-white angel. I'm sure even a dark-minded scoundrel like you can imagine whose words the court are going to believe. Wow, that's fair. You're still making the same mistakes, Ryunosuke. You mustn't blurt out when you're goaded like that. That's a lesson you need to learn. But he's so annoying. Of course, I was at the scene as well. I took statements from this lady and the 2 witnesses who testified before and reported back to the Bureau. It was decided that Miss Brett was not involved, so I let her go. Then, testimonies of the last 2 witnesses were completely worthless, however. Well, even so. On the day in question, the lady was wearing the same outfit as she is today. As you can see, there is nowhere about her persons where she could conceal a firearm except the massive fucking wind of that hat. I could think she could, yeah, see, even look, Ryunosuke knows it. I would think she could hide a gun almost anywhere in that outfit if she wanted to. Plus, women have more hiding places. You know it to be true. Freaking swan gatling gun. Unless and until the precise location where the witnesses have a hidden weapon can be shown, this is moot. Yo, she hid them in her sweet gam-gams. Okay? What, you want me to just say it out loud? Anyway. There are no pockets in my outfit. I have nowhere to hide my gun. Those are the witnesses' own words on the matter. That's ridiculous! I think I was allowed to lift up her dress so I could Oh my! Ryunosuke, it's the 1800s. That would actually be considered, like, actual just, like, borderline BDSM in those times. Don't think about doing anything rash, Ryunosuke. I didn't fire the gun I picked up. There must have been another gun there that day. You're right about that, which means this lady was hiding a gun somewhere. I would like to put my sweet gam-gams theory on the table again. Yes, that's what we have to prove now. And to do so, we need to pull her testimony apart. I thought he was about to say something very different there for a second. I was very, very scared. Yes, Your Excellency. All right, cross-examination. All right.
Yes.
Start from the beginning. After 2 p.m., in fact. That's really quite a late lunch. Ow! Okay, I deserve that bonk. Check her chest, those girls hide lots. That's what I'm saying.
Objection!
I haven't said objection this entire trial because he hasn't said it yet. I'm surprised. He's only said yes. You don't keep up with the latest fashions from Britain, do you? Late luncheons are en vogue, isn't that right? I mean, I take late lunches, but that's just because I'm not hungry. No. Get dumped on. A decisive English no has quite a sting to it. The woman is currently working in the victim's research laboratory, it seems. So it was apparently a daily occurrence that they would have lunch together. But on the day in question, the victim had another appointment at the clinic first. Yes, which we can prove from the medical report card that was submitted as evidence earlier. That's right. Miss Brett and the victim went to lunch following the victim's treatment, which is why it was so late. Yes, that all makes perfect sense. Such wonderful logic. What a shining example of English intelligence this fine gentlewoman has. Look, dude, I will fucking take you to some lesser known parts of England if you want to see proper British intelligence. I can show you true British intelligence and it won't be pretty. So, you both arrived at the restaurant. What happened next? Can we throw Ouchie away? Just out? He's unreliable. He's irrelevant.
Yes.
He was unable to eat, you say? And that was because he had just had a tooth removed at the heart clinic, right? That's right. You're supposed to actually check with the witness before answering. Was Miss Brett aware of that fact? It seems so, yes. She'd heard that the professor was to have some dental treatment. So that would mean that it was you that ate the state pictured here. Is that right, Miss Brett? That's right, yes. The print you have there shows the table exactly as it was left after the horrifying events. Exactly as it was left. Dear me, what a harrowing experience. To have traveled to a distant island on the far side of the world and be embroiled in such a tragic incident. Have no fear, my dear lady. Oh my god, you literally just said my dear lady. That is literally one word away from me lady. I swear I will crush the evil fiend that has subjected you to this terrible plight. So the victim, Dr. Wilson, had nothing to eat or drink at all. She didn't finish that. God, that's such a crime in itself. Give Ouchie a fedora. In ancient Japan. Well, not ancient, 1800s. That's right, other than some carbonated water. Just water? Yes, the professor was unable to eat, but he had been given permission to drink water. So it appears that the diners toasted their lunch with a glass of water each. They each raised a glass of carbonated water. That is very meaningful, I think. That last statement of yours, Miss Brett, has a profound bearing on this case. Well, well, how fascinating. Do tell us, what is this profound bearing? The significance of the statement will become apparent when the time is right. The defense calls for the witness's last statement to be formally added to the testimony. Well, sidestep counsel. Seriously, how deep does Ouchie go in her butt? Sorry, bad end. Well, for Ouchie, every end with her is going to be a bad end. Very well, Miss Brett. Kindly repeat what you just said to be added to your official testimony. Gladly, she said. Oh, that's a smile that could kill several puppies at once. That was brilliant, Kazuma. I'm going to remember that one. Which one? The significance will become apparent when the time is right. I could really use that phrase. I'd hope there are some more useful tips you're picking up from this experience other than that, Ryunosuke. Gosh, that little glance Ryunosuke does when he slaps the desk and it sounds wrong. Okay. But before that, I wanna check some of these. After all, the accused came over.
Yes!
I never got into an argument with the professor. All I did when I noticed him was go over to say hello. Please, don't get angry with me. No, I wasn't directing that retort at you. It was meant for the lady next to you. But anyway, as I said, I did not argue with the professor. I'm afraid your words are in vain. Sorry? Miss Brett does not appear to speak Japanese. No, of course not. Japanese is such a cumbersome language anyway. Yo, what? You wanna say, you wanna put your thoughts into this? Anyone else that speaks Japanese, you wanna put your thoughts into this? I tend to agree. Fair enough. English is the future. We must all supiku igarashi. We must all supiku igurishu. Oh god. I wonder if the prosecution will feel that way forever, or only in the presence of a beautiful woman. Well, that beautiful woman is telling blatant lies with a completely straight face. I have to find something that will unravel a testimony, no matter how seemingly insignificant it may be. Miss Brett, I, another woman, will gladly slap you. It's definitely not simple, that is true. Anyway, it seems that after the argument, the accused briefly returned to his own seat. That part ties in with what you said, doesn't it? Yes, I still had some coffee to drink. And the next time you got up after that? Oh my god, Blue. Hello, Raiders. We're in the middle of murder. Things are heating up. I'm gonna slap this bitch. Because, holy shit. Never Strike, thank you so much for the follow. Look, this lady has got a swan on her head. Says that there's no way that she can hide a gun. Vesty Go, thank you so much for the follow. It's super appreciated. I'm gonna get this bitch. I'm gonna get this bitch. But thank you so much for the raid. What were you playing? You were playing Genshin. Of course you were. Of course you were. Did you get any good? Did you get any good rolls this time? Oh god, water and water and water. Hi, Cry. I'm behind the notification. Hello. Let's be. Actually, I gotta get going. Need to hit the gym today. No problem, Hellcat. Got any good rolls today? I didn't get any good rolls, no. Don't worry, I'm playing Genshin tomorrow, so you can laugh at me not getting any good rolls. But no, hey Blue, hey your bestie, hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for the raid, seriously. Yay, I freaking love this series! Zane, thank you so much for the follow. I hope you're doing well, dude. And Amigo, I hope you're doing well too. Thank you so much for the follow. I freaking love this series. I finally get to play it. I've been waiting for this game for 8 goddamn years. Came out 8 years ago in Japan, and they finally did an English version. Then, not long afterwards, the accused hit the professor's gun and shot him right before my eyes. I call bullshit. You know what? You know what? Just for the raid, I'm doing my present right now. You say that you said cheers over carbonated water. I say, if you look at this picture, I only see one glass.
Yes!
That's it! Let me just confirm something, please. It's to do with this photographic print. I don't know how it took 8 years. Unfortunately, because of licensing and bad timing and just basically everything going wrong. I'm Amigo, local idiot and railgun enthusiast. The weapon art in the anime? Nice. Railguns are sick. Freaking damn laws. Just a short while ago, you spoke this print showing the victim's table at the crime scene. That it was exactly as it was left. That is correct, the lady says. Oh, stupid hand slaps. Well, that is, it's odd, very odd. Dear me, what's odd is this defense's inability to express itself. Ryunosuke, what is it about the print that looks odd to you? Well, obviously, it's the cheers. Cheers? Miss Brett just told us that she and the professor said cheers over the glass of water. But if that's true, there should be 2 glasses on the table, not 1. Ah! You're quite right, Counsel. There's only 1 glass pictured here. Oh, shut up, you. You officially have no opinion anymore. The Conan Doyle estate and the VS, yeah. Super sad. Are we supposed to be impressed by this nitpicking over minuetue? That's literally my job, I'm a lawyer. What possible difference does the presence or absence of a glass make on the case?
Objection!
Minutiae, you say? Could it be that the detective here removed the glass from the table to conceal the lady's presence? Of course not. I would never do something so reckless. But there should have been 2 glasses on the table! Or are you going to try and tell me that you could clink with only 1? I mean, if you smash it on the table, then maybe you'll have 2 glasses. And then, if you smash it again, then you have 4. And then you, again, 6. I'ma go relax, babe. Have a good stream. Thank you. No, please, go relax. Please, relax. I'm glad you had good fun with Genshin, and thank you again so much for the raid. Thank you, Raider. Thank you, hello, Raiders. I should probably say who I am. I'm Field and Niche. I play niche video games. I'm playing a niche video game right now. It is the Ace Attorney. I love this series. I've been wanting to play this series for so many years, and I finally get a chance to. I also play other niche video games. Sometimes not so niche video games. Mostly niche video games. Minutia. Look, words are hard, okay? You are right, quite right. I certainly took 2 glasses to the table. Well, lady? Inspector, what did the lady just say? Yeah, by the way, this is blind, so... Please, no spoilers. I have never played this before. It would seem that it was Miss Brett who took the glass from the table. What? It was all so terrifying, everything that happened. I panicked and thought I should try to hide the fact that I'd been there at all, she's saying. Sounds like someone who's guilty who would say that. Good gracious. Sorry. Sumimasen. There, as I assured the court before, this is of no consequence at all. Please. We must remember that this student had just murdered this lady's luncheon companion before her very eyes. You don't know that. Innocent till proven guilty. Who would blame her for concealing a glass or 2 in her state of disarray? That's absurd! Oh, really? Do we take it that you are now going to accuse this vulnerable, young, and beautiful woman of mischief? What? Yes! She could hide plenty of mischief in that dress and hat of hers. No, this can't be put down to mischief. I'd like to know exactly how the lady took the glass from the scene. You can give the glass next person who says you've been there. It would seem that she slipped it into a small handbag she was carrying. A handbag, you say? Yes, Your Excellency, a small handheld pouch commonly carried by well-to-do women in England. So, the beautiful lady has very graciously explained how and why she removed the glass from the scene now. However, the fact remains that this glass has absolutely no bearing on the case. This student has been trying to confuse the court with logical reasoning, but in the end, it comes to nothing. That's my job! I'm literally supposed to logic away the lies. How dare you use logic and facts in this court? Ha! No more pretentious accusations. You have wasted enough time already. This dress hides plenty of mischief is how I shall float from now on. Indeed, the lady has offered a satisfactory explanation as to why she removed the glass. I think henceforth we can consider the matter to have no bearing on the case. Counsel for the defense, are you in agreement? No! Well, I don't know, really. If you want to pursue this matter further, you're going to need to show that it has some deeper significance. Yes, you're right. So she took the glass away in her handbag. There's a deeper significance there, it's... I would say the handbag, then. Wait! The lady put the glass in her handbag, you say? Yes, do try to keep up. It's already been explained to the court that all English gentlewomen carry handbags for small items. Let me see. A little while ago, Miss Brett stated the following. There are no pockets in my outfit. I have nowhere to hide a gun. But what she forgot to mention was her handbag, in which it would be perfectly possible to conceal a gun. You're right. Well done, partner. I had a feeling you'd pick up on that too. What are you insinuating, you vile blackguard? It's really very simple. The gunshot was heard when the defendant picked up the gun from the restaurant floor. As he didn't fire the gun, we can deduce there must have been another firearm at the scene. The true murder weapon, if you will. You can't seriously be suggesting... Inspector Hasunaga. Yes. Did you or did you not see Miss Giselle Brett's handbag on the day of the murder? No, sir, I did not. As I thought. In other words, another gun, the one that was actually used to kill the professor, could have been hidden in Miss Brett's handbag. No! What the logic? When I wear a Victorian dress, I know how to hide stuff. Order, order, order! What is the meaning of this, Inspector? The meaning of what, Prosecutor Ouchie? Why on earth did you not have the lady open her handbag and show you the contents at the time? Thanks to your bundling incompetence, now she has to endure these uncomfortable accusations. Brilliant work, partner. Now we have a chance to expose the real woman behind the mask. Do you think so, Kazuma? Oh god, he's dying. What a sorry situation. Clearly you have no faith in the police. As I said, I did not search the lady's handbag after the shooting, simply because it was unnecessary. Unnecessary in what way? I ought to thank the student lawyer, really. I have a piece of evidence here that I had completely forgotten about. This photographic print. This print is of a photograph that I thought would be prudent to take immediately after the shooting. As you can see, it clearly shows Miss Brett's handbag. Well, I never. You can see right through what's inside. That's right. Apparently, meshwork bags like these are the height of fashion in London at the moment. So the contents are clearly visible. Well, that's not private in the slightest. Exactly. So there was no need to search the lady's handbag. If there had been a gun inside, it would have been immediately obvious. As you can see, there's nothing to imply Miss Brett's guilt here. No, don't you smile as well. Thank you for helping me to prove that, Naruhado-san. Oh, now I just got shot with logic bullets. Why did he withhold this? Didn't you hear? He just remembered. Because that's how it works. Ay. Order! Order! Inspector Hosonaga, you will submit that print as evidence at once. Certainly, Your Excellency. Photograph of the handbag has been entered into the court record. There is something on that picture that I do want to see, though. Thank you for the care package! Gonna need it to recuperate from my logic gunshot wound. Also, it's the 1800s. They don't know how to court yet. I think you've had a long enough cross-examine time to witness... That was a sentence. Wow, good job, brain. The court has now been shown considerable evidence. As the photographic print just submitted into the court record appears to have no further significance, I am satisfied that there is no longer any room for doubt in this matter, and I must make my ruling. Indeed, and there is only one logical conclusion. That the pathetic rookie slumped over the bench before us is the only possible perpetrator of this crime. No. Just when I thought I was beginning to turn things around. In a worse situation than when I would start. Also save my game. I think I can actually save right now. Yeah, I can. Not actually a bad idea, to be honest. Sorry, Kazuma. Just busy saving. Kazuma? I'm sorry, Ryunosuke. Shiro, thank you so much for the follow. Oh, God. Now that the cross-examination of the witness is over, there's no way to force the trial to continue. What? You mean this is... You mean this is it? You're welcome. No problem. I must say, you put up quite a fight for a rookie student. But the weak are meat, while the strong eat. I don't want you to think about you eating me, thank you, sir. You are wasting your time. There is no way to defeat true justice. In fact, you can chew on your heart's content from the inside of your cell. This can't be happening. Am I really going to be found guilty of a crime that I didn't commit? And Kazuma. His dream of going to study in Great Britain will slip through his fingers. Kazuma. What? Is there really no chance now of turning this trial around? You heard the judge. There's nothing about that last photograph the detective produced that we can contest. Which means there's no basis on which we can argue for the trial to continue. Very well. I will now proceed immediately to the ruling. It seems we will be able to report to the British government on time after all. That smug little... Ryunosuke Naruhodo. I have considered all of the evidence placed before me. And I say no, you haven't! Wait, Your Excellency! Ryunosuke. I don't think you can rule this case yet.
Objection!
This amateurishness is getting tedious. I was getting sick of your tediousness a long time ago, but you don't see me complaining. Oh, wait. When His Excellency deems that the trial is over, he gives his ruling. Hey, Shiro, I hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing better than I'm doing at the moment, because I'm about to kick this guy's ass. As the most basic protocol of the courtroom.
Yes.
Your Excellency, just a moment ago, you said this. As the photographic print just submitted appears to have no further significance, there is no longer any room for doubt in this matter, and I must make my ruling. Now that means that if there was a problem with the evidence, some significant detail, I mean, then ruling on this case at this time would be out of the question.
Objection!
This is a blatant straw clutching. Look at this photographic print. All it shows is the handbag the gentleman was carrying on the day in question. There can be no problem with this evidence. Unfortunately, I followed just before going to sleep, but it looks like you got a great taste in video games and love your avatar, so be sure to come back. Aw, thank you. I do like the niche games. It is in the name. You'd better know what you're doing, Ryunosuke. I have no idea, but I'm going for it. Good night. Have a good sleep, though. I understand your objection, counsel. Certainly, the new evidence submitted by the detective has not undergone the court's scrutiny. However, I fail to see how we could glean any new information from this handbag. Ha! My thoughts exactly. Really, the prosecution is becoming tired of this rookie's desperate wheezes. Says the old man. Yes, I am desperate, but this isn't a wheeze. There's something about this photograph which just doesn't seem right. If only I could put my finger on it. Very well. I will grant the defense one final opportunity. What? But be warned that... Oh, well, that's threatening. If I am unsatisfied by your response here, the trial will be over with immediate effect. Do I make myself clear? Yes, Your Excellency. Chat. It's time to get serious. Serious time. The judge is emanating some strong dom energy. So take another look at the photographic print Inspector Hosonaga submitted before. You will identify the court where this print, we will see the significant detail which you have alluded. There is one thing. This one little detail right here.
Yes!
look at this here. There's a very unusual mark on the victim's wrist. That is true. It looks almost like a burn of some description.
Objection!
Dear me, I was pondering what new piffle you would come out with. A burn, you say, on the victim's wrist. Clearly, that has nothing whatsoever to do with the magnificent lady's handbag. Yes, that is a burn mark, you're right. Go on, Inspector. The police coroner also noticed it when he was performing the post-mortem examination. It was deemed unrelated to the cause of death, so he didn't note it in his report. What did I tell you? In any case, we have no idea when the victim suffered this burn, do we? And no possible way of knowing either. The more I look at it, the more I find myself intrigued by the curious shape of this mark. However, as Prosecutor Auchi Prince points out, unless a firm connection to the case can be shown, I cannot allow any further time to be spent on the precise details of this burn. Connection. A bull burn. Does look like a bull. Excuse me, Your Excellency. It would seem Miss Brett has a lunch appointment with the Dean and other university staff. Oh no, bitch, you're not getting away from me! You're not getting away from me on this! She would like to know if she may be excused from the stand now. Oh, of course, dear lady. We shan't hold you shut up! Just shut up, you! I'm quite sure His Excellency is about to give his final ruling anyway. What's your thinking on this, Ryunosuke? Do you believe this burn does have something to do with the case? To be honest, I'm not really sure. If I don't keep pushing, then it's all over. So I was thinking I should just keep digging and digging in the hope that I might uncover something useful. Yes, you're right. Well, what have I got to lose? I am? If we could just link that burn to the case. If we can do that, we might be able to prise this shutting door back open again. Just give up, Counsel. You can't possibly hope to do that. Indeed. I'm afraid without evidence, I can't allow you to pursue what is little more than conjecture. But if we had evidence... evidence that irrefutably linked the burn on the victim's wrist to the case, then you would allow it? I would, yes. To tell you the truth, I hadn't noticed that burn. But as soon as you pointed it out, what I did notice was the color draining from Miss Brett's face. Really? I have to find some link between the burn and the case. Don't worry, Ryunosuke. This is the moment of truth. It's time to find some evidence that proves what that burn really means. So then, the defense will now present its evidence to the court. The evidence that demonstrates an inextricable connection between the burn victim's burn and this trial. Burn mark, burn mark, burn mark, burn mark, burn mark. Don't see anything in that picture. There it is!
Yes!
I knew it would be one of the photographs! What's this, Counsel? Yet another print? Yes, Your Excellency. I believe photographic prints are an amazing invention. When we humans look at a scene, we miss things. But in a photograph, things we may have overlooked at the time are recorded forevermore. Do hurry up, rookie. What are you trying to say? To inconvenience this poor lady any further would be quite inexcusable. Actually, we may need you to stay with us a little longer if you don't mind, Miss Brett. You see, it's very clearly visible in this other photograph. How did the victim come to have an unusually shaped burn on his wrist? The reason is recorded here forevermore! What? How?
Objection!
You can't fool me with your little bluffs, boy! If that's your game, then let's see how it plays out. Show the court exactly what you mean. This little bull burn, right here.
Yes!
The beefsteak? Actually, the point is the metal plate the steak was served on. The plate? Your Excellency, are you alright? As you can see, there's an emblem on the plate. I would guess it's some sort of trademark of Le Carnaval. This emblem on the plate. And the victim's burn are exactly the same shape! Ryunosuke, you genius! This, you're spot on. Which means the victim must have suffered his burn when he was present at the restaurant.
Objection!
But even if that is the case, we can't know if it happened on the day in question or not. It could have been day before, or the day before that. It most likely happened at some related time. Well,
Objection!
Sadly, Prosecutor Ouchi, the chances of that are extremely slim. Thanks. Why? The outline of the burn is clearly discernible. Such a serious injury would have caused quite a commotion in the restaurant. Wouldn't you agree, Inspector Hosonaga? What does this prove exactly? Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. What happens after this? Okay, he burns himself on the plate, but then what happens? I can't imagine having missed such a terrible disaster, certainly. But... I would say, looking at the picture of the wounds, that it wasn't suffered very long ago. And, although it's not a particularly large burn, it's extremely well defined, as the defense just pointed out. This was no mild burn, that's for sure. Can you be more specific, Inspector? Well, let's see. If the plate was around 90 degrees centigrade, a burn like that would have taken around 3 seconds. It's inconceivable that the victim wouldn't have let out a scream of pain then. I've been investigating at the restaurant for several weeks already, but I have not heard anyone scream at all. As the head waiter of Le Carnaval, I could testify to that without hesitation. But you're a detective, not a waiter! He's just really good at both his jobs, okay?
Yes!
The burn is on right arm, but he's faced away from the table. There you have it. Something isn't right here. As the detective said, anyone who burnt themselves on a piping hot plate for 3 whole seconds would scream in pain. There's no question of that. And yet, Inspector Hosonaga never heard the professor scream, not on that day or any before it. That's right. And the strange thing is, on the day he was shot, I didn't hear him cry out either. What are you suggesting? Well, if the professor had carelessly laid his wrist on the plate for anything like 3 seconds that day, that would be beyond careless, I think, Counsel. Then the rest of us in the restaurant, myself, the sergeant, and the old antiques dealer, all of us would, without any question, have heard him scream. Wouldn't you agree, Prosecutor Ouchi? Well, yes, I suppose. So the question is, why didn't a single person hear Dr. Wilson scream? I almost don't believe it. Ryunosuke, do you think... Can it really be true? I never dreamt we've arrived at a conclusion like this, but... I'm starting to think that maybe... we've been led into a terrible trap. There's only one explanation I can think of that would make sense of this apparent impossibility. On the day in question, when he suffered the burn in his wrist, Dr. Wilson was already dead. Omae wa mo shinderu. No man could remain silent while his wrist was burning on a piping hot plate for 3 whole seconds. That's clearly impossible. Apart from in one particular situation. Counsel, are you suggesting... Yes, it's only possible if the man was already dead. Already? Omae wa mou shindoru? Knowing what we know now, it's the only possible explanation. When the beef steak was brought to Dr. Wilson's table that day, the professor was already dead! That's madness! Order, please, counsel, explain this absurd notion at once! The victim was killed by a gunshot! That's right. It's absolutely right, Your Excellency. This is just another ridiculous ploy by the rookie student, but clearly he has no grasp on facts.
Objection!
No, Prosecutor Ouchi. It's you who has no grasp on the facts. I beg your pardon? As soon as it became apparent that the victim had suffered that burn while at the restaurant, this whole place was turned upside down. Or have you not grasped that yet? Your Excellency, the court must hear from this witness again. If it's true, as we now believe, that the victim was already dead before the gunshot was heard, it's highly likely that Miss Brett knows something about it. Incredible. I certainly didn't anticipate this twist of events. Oh, it's always twisty-turny in the Ace Attorney crew. I'm sorry to say, Miss Brett, but you will have to forget your luncheon engagement. But, Your Excellency... The justice system in our country may be in its infancy. But rest assured, all reasonable doubt must be dispelled before I am prepared to pass judgment. Thank you, Your Excellency. What you got to say to that, bitch? I don't like that smile. What was that smile? Yes, of course. I mean, I'd be delighted to help. Especially if it helps relations between my country and yours. Miss Brett, you speak Japanese? Well, of course I do. I am studying in your country after all. But then, why have you been speaking through an interpreter until now? My mother tongue, the Queen's English, is the most refined and elegant language in the world. As a gentlewoman, I try to avoid speaking in your vulgar tones as much as possible. Wow! Okay. Good to know that she's just a racist. But it seems the men in this land possess none of the chivalrous virtues of English gentlemen. So I can see that I shall have to lower myself to communicating with you all on your own level. Well... You are the epitome of a true English gentlewoman. Don't encourage her racism! We are truly honored by this lavish consideration you so graciously afford us. Oh my god. I see. In that case, Miss Brett, I will now ask you to testify in your own words. About the events leading up to the death of the victim, Dr. Wilson. Oh, I can't wait to just knock that hat off of your head. So, we're finally going to hear her own words on the matter. Things are getting interesting, Ryunosuke. Alright, lay it on me. Let's see what you got. I'm not taking it easy on you anymore. Unfortunately, I have no idea when the poor man burnt his wrist like that. When the waiter brought my steak, the professor and I raised our glasses in a toast. As far as I've heard, the post-mortem report showed no other possible cause of death besides the gunshot. If there's some other way a man's life can be taken without leaving a trace, please do show me. But of course, this country's inferior investigative techniques probably wouldn't pick up on it anyway. I think I just had an epiphany. That most captivating and beautiful testimony will go down in the Supreme Court's history, thank you. Easy does it. It's just a regular testimony. I think I know what happened. I hope that this is the last time I will have to sully my lips with the coarse tones of your unbecoming tongue. Oh, forgive me. I do hope I haven't insulted anyone. Not at all, not at all. It's a delight to merely hear you speak, dear lady. Okay, deep breaths. And it seems very clear from your testimony that this boorish talk of the victim's burn is utterly irrelevant. I will be speaking to your country's Minister of Justice about what has happened here today. The Minister of Justice. May that irritating little bully of a student be given the harshest punishment possible. Amen. Huh? Thanks. But was that a prayer, Ben? Literally prayed to God to make me get punished. Well, you have to forgive the irritation, Miss Brett, and put up with the cross-examination for now. I expect you've noticed that this little bully of a student, as you put it, doesn't miss much. I'm sure I don't need to remind you, Counsel, that this will be your final cross-examination in this trial. If you fail to demonstrate any problems with this witness's testimony, I will be ruling on the case immediately. Is that clear? Raise spirits, chat! Yes, Your Excellency. Then you may proceed with your cross-examination. Poke every single hole in this testimony possible. Let's do this!
Yes!
But his hand was on the searing hot plate for at least 3 whole seconds. You can't not have noticed. Do you think so? Let me ask you something. Sorry? Ever since I arrived at this courtroom, and even still now, the fly on those unsightly black trousers of yours has been wide open. You can't not have noticed, can you? Huh? What? Ah! How did you see them from down there? What fun! You hadn't realized. The dear lady is absolutely right. God damn it. As your friend, you've embarrassed me as well as yourself, Ryunosuke. I can't help it, I was flying low. Why didn't you tell me? Why? Why didn't you tell me? Okay, serious face backdrop. Dr. Wilson was a true English gentleman. He chose honorable silence over a vulgar scream. Can your tiny brains imagine such a thing? Oh yes, I think my tiny brain can. Or at least he admits he has a tiny brain. Well, I can't. Anyway. Why was she looking down there? Questions for later. We practice equality in the courtroom, ma'am, and the law is rated E for everyone. Right, next one. As you testified before, you were drinking a carbonated water, is that right? Dr. Wilson was only permitted to drink water at that time, if you remember, which explains why he ordered that drink, correct, waiter? Exactly as you say, sir. Although... Whether or not the professor actually drank any of the water when I delivered the steak to the table... I'm afraid I don't remember that. Damn you. Ah! And I have enough English to understand that, at least. For the benefit of others in the courtroom, it means bless you. I think it means the exact opposite. Anyway. As far as I've heard, the post-mortem report showed no other possible cause of death besides the gunshot. Yes, it's written here in the paperwork. Fatal hemorrhage from the ballistic trauma. Yes. Luckily for all of us, this little burn on the wrist isn't going to kill us. And as there was no other signs of trauma on the victim's body to indicate some other cause of death, it can only have been the bullet from your gun that put an end to this innocent man's life. But it doesn't make sense. The burn must have happened straight away. Then the plate was first brought to the table by the waiter. Yes, that's true. If it had cooled even slightly, it wouldn't have been able to make a burn like that. And if the victim burnt his wrist on the hot plate as soon as it was brought out from the kitchen, then he must have already been dead at that point. He would have admitted to staring at his junk, also very true. And yet, the fact is that the victim was killed by a gunshot to the chest. Until you're able to show the court evidence to disprove that, this is a complete waste of time. I concur. Prosecutor Ouchie is right. Ah! If there's some other way of man's life to be taken out and leave a trace, please do show me. Without leaving a trace. If someone is shot, or strangled, or stabbed, or thrown from a height, however a person's life is taken, there are always telltale traces on the body. Quite right, dear lady. And as our police force was thoroughly examined the body of the deceased, there could be no doubt. Isn't that right, Inspector Hosonaga? As I've said, I've always aimed for flawless investigation. There would be physical traces of all those causes of death, that's true. But maybe there's some other way of killing someone that doesn't leave a mark. If, heaven forbid, you doubt me, young man, you're going to have to tell everyone how exactly you think the professor did lose his life. Otherwise, I'm afraid your argument falls rather flat, doesn't it? There are many ways to kill a man. Oh no, perish the thoughts, calling such a sweet young lady's innocence into question. On my honor, I, Tatsutuchi Aoichi, will cut down any who dare cast such aspirations. A way of killing someone that leaves no trace. We need some evidence to back us up here. Yes, evidence.
Yes!
Inferior? What do you mean by that? In the lands of Great British Empire, the police store everything found at a crime scene for later examination. But in this country, you investigate once and that's the end of it. Isn't that so? Quite right. La Carnival is open for business as usual today, just days after the incident. Exactly, which means that even if the investigation takes a different direction, vital evidence may be lost. Oh god. It doesn't even occur to your naive detectives to try to preserve the crime scene. I'm trying to be as tactful about this as I can, you understand. Haha, a killer blow. The lady is as formidable as she is beautiful. She just insulted you. Amazing. He's actually admitting our police may be flawed. Perhaps the prosecutor Aoichi is finally starting to see sense. I very much doubt that. Still, something about what Miss Brett just said. It was a moment before, when something didn't quite seem right. What do you think, Ryunosuke? I think it's going terribly. How much I press her, I'm not turning up anything new information. Yes, as I suspected. She's a tough witness. We may need to find a way to break her testimony, or the cross-examination will be over. That would mean I have to find a way. There must be some clue somewhere to help us find a chink in her armor. Kazuma. What, Ryunosuke? There is one thing I noticed, something that's been bothering me. Bothering you? You mean about Miss Brett? Actually, no. About the person standing next to her, Inspector Hosonaga. The detective? Yes, he seemed to react a little strangely to Miss Brett's last statement. I was wondering if it might be significant. If it might present an opening, maybe. Alright, I have an idea. Try pressing her on that last statement one more time. If you think so, but this time, instead of targeting the woman herself, let's see what we can get out of the detective. Alright then, I wonder what Kazma's thinking. Find out soon enough, I suppose, once I press Miss Brett on her last statement again. Man, we've got this freaking... This is actually from Ace Attorney versus Professor Layton. This mechanic. Yes, 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 you insult our police investigation. But this right here... Yes, there it is again! Detective's reaction is just the same as before. Why? Up until now, the detective has been in the stand with Miss Brett as her interpreter. But things are very different now. For this testimony, the detective is just listening to what the English woman has to say. This could be a golden opportunity. What do you mean? When people are actually testifying, they're usually very careful not to let anything slip. However, when they're listening to someone else speak, you'll find they often let their guard down. Right, look at him. He's lost in his own thoughts. It's time to pursue the man and his train of thought. Sorry, pursue? I'll explain how to do it now, Ryunosuke. It's all to do with the witness marker. What marker? At the moment, we're focused on Miss Brett. But who's the person actually making the current statement? But by moving the marker left and right with the D-pad, you can turn your attention to other people in the stand. When you're looking at the other witnesses, you'll be able to pursue them with X. If you can catch that person at just the right time, you might uncover new information to pursue. Kazuma, you're speaking utter garbage again. If you ever notice a strange atmosphere amongst the people in the stand, take a good look around. Alright, move the marker. Alright. Let's go for it.
Wait.
Excuse me.
Excuse me. Yeah. What's the meaning of this? I'm sorry. I didn't mean to shock you. He really was lost in his thoughts. Deeply. It looked like you were thinking something just now, Inspector. Perhaps having heard what the lady next to you had say. There's something you'd like to say. Please, share it with the court.
Objection!
What is the meaning of this? It's the delightful English woman who's testifying at the moment. If you can't find fault with her testimony, then the cross-examination should be over immediately. Is this how it works? Absolutely not. The detective is in the stand, which makes him a valid witness. Yeah, not to mention the fact that he's intimately involved in the case. Inspector Hosonaga. Yes. Do you have something to add in relation to the statement just made by Miss Brett? Well, yes, if you don't mind. I would like to speak. Give it to me, Brett. Give it to me, Hosonaga. Give me something. Anything! The lady is right. Our country's police practices are not as modern as those used in Great Britain. Which is why I, Satoru Hosonaga, always strive to make every investigation I'm involved in flawless. What do you really mean by that? I'll tell you what I mean. I won't have evidence lacking on my watch. I'm not afraid to take everything I can from the scene of the crime. It's preserving evidence, you see. I don't care if they call me a crime scene thief. I'm not ashamed of what I've done. A crime scene thief? Well, looks like the lady's remarks touched a nerve there. Wait, you're telling me you took something? Take this, for example. Is that... This is the bottle of carbonated water that I took to the victim's table on the day in question. And yes, it's lost all of its fizz, having been opened 3 days ago now. But it was carbonated water. I don't care what anyone says. Yes, there's some left in the bottle. I can see it. One day, our police force will be among the best in the world. The time is coming, I guarantee it. Oh god, slowly dying. Can't say I condone the witness's actions, but I do understand the sentiment. The court will accept the glass bottle of water as evidence. Satoru means to understand to perceive. Interesting. Miss Brett. Can you confirm this is indeed the bottle from which you drank on the day of the victim's death? Yes. It was that bottle. What was that about? She seemed to avert her eyes when she answered the judge's question. Chat, I'm onto her, chat. Very well. Counsel, you may resume the cross-examination. And the inspector will kindly control his fervor. Alright. Before I do anything. So, this carbonated water is the last drink Dr. Wilson ever had. Looks like there's a little left in the bottle, although it's just plain water now. You know, I've been sweating so much, I'm absolutely parched. I'll just have a sip of this to keep me going. No, Ryunosuke, you can't do that. For one thing, that's evidence. You can't go drinking evidence. Oh no, you're right. We don't know what might be inside, do we? You never cease to amaze me, Ryunosuke, in more ways than one. I wonder, could there be anything in this water? What's the matter? You've gone quiet all of a sudden. I think I might have just worked something out. An interesting possibility. When the water boyfriend burns, as far as I've heard, the post-mortem reports show no other possibility. If there's some other way a man's life could be taken.
Yes!
Some other way, you say? What is this? A bottle of water? 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 Actually, there is one method of killing a man without leaving a trace that comes to mind. Obviously, I'm referring to poison. Poison? On the day of his death, we know that Dr. Wilson drank from this bottle of carbonated water. Could it be that there was poison inside? Could it be that the professor actually died after taking a sip from his glass? Order, order, order! And on that day, who was sitting at the same table as the professor and able to slip the poison into his drink? There's only one person who could possibly have done it. Giselle Brett, it was you!
Objection!
This is outrageous, to suggest such a thing without a scrap of evidence. You little rookie imbecile, have you ever even considered the delicate situation our country finds itself in now? Have you forgotten that we have only just signed an accord of friendship with the British Empire? Oh, fuck the British Empire. Have you even the vaguest inkling that your rash accusations can jeopardize the entire treaty?
Objection!
This is not a political arena. This is a trial to determine one individual's guilt with respect to one crime. What? The fact that this woman is British makes no difference. We are here to determine the truth. If I may. I will silence you forever for this disgrace. It is you who should be silent. Of course. Dear lady! Where did that come from? She just snapped. I'm afraid I may have spoken unfairly before. I offer my most humble apologies. I'm sorry, my lady. To what are you referring? I described your police force as inferior. But no matter how inferior they may be, you still investigated this particular point thoroughly, I believe. The bottle, I mean, Inspector, and whether it contained poison or not. Of course. You did? Have you forgotten what my guiding principle is already? I strive for a flawless investigation every time. I don't believe it! Naturally, we tested the inside of the bottle and its contents. And? What did you find, Inspector? There's no poison. I ordered tests for every toxin that's available in this country at the present time. We could find no trace of poison of any description in the bottle of carbonated water, Your Excellency. What? Are you sure? Damn it! The tests were meticulously carried out by the chief coroner himself. No! No! I'm very grateful to all you Japanese. You've successfully established my complete innocence in this horrid affair. Thank you. That means there's only one other option. But of course, dear lady, the pleasure was all ours. I was so sure! This can't be right. Everything falls into place if he was poisoned. Thank you, Counsel. I think that cross-examination has clarified everything. As the prosecution has asserted, a shot to the chest from this gun is the only conceivable cause of death. Furthermore, the accused, who by his own admission was holding his weapon, is the only possible culprit. Done for! The court wishes to apologize for this great inconvenience this has caused you, Miss Brett. Oh no, I'm just glad the matter is resolved. Before proceeding, I must ask for counsel for the counsel for the defense. Do you have any further new evidence to present the court at this point? Kazuma? I'm sorry, Ryunosuke. I have nothing more. Well, if you excuse me now, I really must be leaving.
Hold it!
Graceful lady! Pretty lady! Please, wait. Isn't that... What is the meaning of this? Forgive me for intruding on the court proceedings, Your Excellency. Susato Mikotoba, Judicial Assistant to the Defense. I have an assistant? Mikotoba? In my darkest hour, with nowhere left to go, she appeared like a bolt of lightning. And in her hand, she carried a small package, wrapped in a furoshiki cloth. I swear to God, if it says to be... Ah, damn it! Ah! Ah! Chat! We're so close! Alright, chat, I'm gonna be back in a second. I need to freaking go to the bathroom. I've been holding it in this whole time because I didn't want to stop. I'll be back in a second, and we'll continue. And I'll be back in a second, chat. God freaking damn it, freaking stupid. To be continued. Chat, I'm back, chat, chat, back chat. Okay. Don't worry, I lit my hands clean, it's all good. We are naturally continuing. We have two options, chat. Either we end it here, or we try and go for broke. Those are our two options right now. And I have a funny feeling I know what your answer is gonna be. Okay. Can I say how long it is typically left for the case? Okay, I just save. Auto. Okay, give it to me straight. How long do we have? As I water and water and water. 1 hour? Unfortunately, I can't continue for that long. Alright, chat, I'm sorry I have to do this. We have to end on a cliffhanger. But guess what? You know what? It will entice you to come back. I'm sorry, chat. I can't go on for any longer, unfortunately. I want to, though. Goddamn cliffhangers, I hate them. I hate them. This is a really long first case as well. Like, holy god, this is one of the longest ones, I think. At least we left on waifu review? I know, right? Think of it this way, chat. Next time, hopefully, we'll get to Detective Himbo. I'm sorry to do this. I really am, but we will continue. I'm glad you're all super into it. No spoilers. Don't spoil yourselves, chat. Unless you're going to get the game for yourself, in which case, I don't know. That being said, if you want to stick around for my adventure, because I'm getting into this. I'm getting into this. Be much appreciated. I'm so close. I've got to beat them. I'm going to beat the crap out of them. This is the part where I say, hey, if you haven't followed yet, it'd be super appreciative, and you'll be able to see when I'm going live, so you can see me get that bitch. Nemu, thank you so much for the follow. I'm gonna get her. I also got, Twitter, Discord, all of those fun stuff, which I will need to still update, if I'm being honest. I'm gonna take Swan Hat down. I'm gonna knock that Swan Hat right off of her face. Take it down for size. Ay. For now, though, I am going to raid a friend of mine. Head on over to the dashboard. Because he finally gets to play his freaking game that he's been waiting for, God knows how long for. Thank you, chat. Thank you for everyone for coming in today. I'm way too pumped. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I really, really, really wish I could continue. I really do. But I can't. Sucks. I hate it. I also hate that I don't know how to spell my friend's username on channel username, apparently. Just give me a sec. That's what it was. Let me do that. Perfect! Just keep in mind for next time, okay? Just keep it in mind. He just started streaming. He's going to be live soon. He's playing Nier Reincarnation, which is the new mobile game that just came out. Keep an eye on the schedule, chat, for when we're going live next time. And we will continue with our lawyering adventures. Oh, I'm so happy we got this game now. I'm so pumped. All right, chat. Be sure to take care. I'll see you all next time. Bye!